More and more these days, it feels like sports are losing out to hype. Who dissed who? Who signed the fattest contract? Who got busted for cheating? Lost too is the unique capacity sports have to inspire us, to unite us. Well, great news, sports fans. Sports are still being played for the right reasons. They're still as entertaining as they are character building. You just have to know where to find it. And you only have to look as far as your local Wisconsin high school. You know, the place where the games are exciting, concessions are affordable, and the parking is free. Where the emphasis is on hustle and heart instead of hype. If you prefer real, honest-to-goodness sport played for all the right reasons, you'll find it at your hometown high school. High school sports. Games are being played this weekend at a Wisconsin high school near you. Okay, everybody, who's in?
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
I'm Doug Russell. We start at Coors Field where the Brewers fell behind the Rockies early on Sunday, but it is Coors Field and it is the Rockies.
Vaughn into right center. Falling fast. McCarthy can't get it. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Contreras around third base. He's going to come around and score. Vaughn chugging his way for third. He is there. The Brewers are within a run, and the tying run is at third base with nobody out.
Jeff Levering on Brewers TV with the call. Milwaukee hammers Colorado on the road, 12-4. The Brewers move on to Las Vegas, where they'll play the A's for 3 starting tonight. Moving on to golf, the AmFam Championship in Madison. The team of Darren Clark and Ben Crane get the win. For Clark, it's a back-to-back win at TPC Wisconsin. Last year, he won with Thomas Bjorn. Clark and Crane beat the team of Kenny Perry and George McNeil by 1 shot. And from basketball, Game 3 of the NBA Finals is tonight at Madison Square Garden. New York hosts San Antonio. The Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake up!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, Diller, for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 get. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18, Bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the ball y'all do. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Get our guys after and make the play.
Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, B hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
Zip. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Locked and loaded and ready for a Monday in the good land. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, broadcasting live over the air on 920 AM Milwaukee, 1070 AM in Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app, and streaming live on Facebook, X, and YouTube for your early risers, insomniacs, sociopaths, wherever you may land. Welcome in. Welcome into the week. We're working our way into a Wisconsin summer. Nothing better than a Wisconsin summer. My name is Drew Olson. Billy Schmid will join us on the phone on his way to play golf today.
Yes, he will, Drew. Yeah.
And we welcome the return
All right.
of South Beach Sarian. Armen Sarian back. He survived his trip to South Florida. Got some emails or some texts yesterday from Armen knowing that he made it home safe. Didn't have to worry about it.
No, you were good.
Armen, how did it go? How was the bachelor party? Did you live up to your name? Did you wear a romper? Did you do anything epic and memorable? Everybody waited throughout the weekend with bated breath to hear about South Beach Sarian's exploits.
Which is shocking to hear that it's was that big of a deal, but I appreciate that. Thanks, Drew. It's good to be back. Yes, we're gonna be rolling the boat together today. We'll be talking to Billy and Hunter later on.
Yeah, Hunter's gonna join for a whole hour.
He's gonna join for the whole hour. It's gonna be great.
Takes a village.
Brewers. Takes a village. Talk a lot of Brewers. A lot to talk about, but Thanks, Drew. Good to be back. It was a very quick jaunt, as it turned out. Not helped by it wouldn't be an Armen trip without some travel issues. Had a nice long delay on the way there. You're
the king of American Airlines.
Yes, it was American. Not from Milwaukee, I want to say. My first flight out in Milwaukee was wonderful, but on my connection in Philadelphia, we're sitting on the plane, Drew, for like 2.5 hours with some mechanical delay, already boarded, which is, listen, Billy and I always joke about this. There's no better tradition now in humanity, in society, than famous people trying to complain about their travel issues on Twitter and get sympathy. Well, obviously, I didn't complain about it on Twitter because I don't have a Twitter right now, and we'll get to that as well. I still am not into my account, unfortunately. But on the second, sitting on the tarmac, we're ready to go, and the captain says, "Sorry, we've got a few more things to check out mechanically. We should be on our way shortly on time." Okay, great, no problem. Pretty happy about that because listen, if you got an issue mechanically, I'm happy you're checking it out. I'm not one of these guys upset about the delay. I'm like, I'd rather you figure this out so this plane will work correctly. But that turned into 30 minutes, turned into an hour, turned into we finally have it under control. And I got one of these, Drew, that I've never heard in all my years. I've never heard from anybody. I've never heard this delay reason at all. And we got this from the captain, of which I thought he was trolling just to crack some jokes, because some of those guys have a sense of humor. Goes on the loudspeaker and says, we do have, thanks for your patience. We do have the issue figured out. It is now completed. Our mechanics are done with their check. Now we just have to wait for the paperwork. It'll be about 30 minutes for paperwork.
I've heard that before.
I've never heard the paperwork. And it was shocking to me that, first of all, you got to fill out the paperwork, and it's the guys at the airport, and you knew approximately what time, how long it would take for the paperwork. I'll tell you what. No, you have not seen the wrath of a frustrated group, like a group of Philadelphians on a plane waiting to go, and they have to hear about their paperwork being the reason for delay. But I got there, Drew. Eventually made it. It was great to see my cousin, meet some of his friends. I kind of felt like the camp counselor a little bit, but I don't know why I did, because everybody was doing great, in good spirits, and we had a great weekend, as short as it was. Exploring Miami a little bit, had a nice little spot by the Biscayne River, of which some guys were throwing some fishing lines in and doing some exciting things. It was a good time. Had some brand new experiences. I drove in a Waymo for the first time, Drew.
Oh,
I drove in a Waymo, one of those driverless cabs, a driverless Uber, which was an odd experience. Unusual to be riding in a car which there's no driver. It felt totally unusual, but then it felt oddly. I got used to it very quickly. That's one thing I was surprised about. Now they also have the Zooks, which is around Las Vegas, that is no driver. So it's hard for me not to think, and Billy always jokes about this, that one day we'll be living in the Jetsons, and maybe this is the next step. It does feel like we're kind of in the Jetsons when I was riding around a driverless cab. It was very interesting.
Were you freaking out? Because a lot of people freak out, and I think statistically, they might be safer than human operated.
Well, I don't
vehicles.
think they've had really any accidents or issues yet. So
I think there's been a few. They kind of downplay them, but there's been a few mess ups, and there was a Waymo that was blocking some emergency vehicles and
stuff like that. Yeah, stuff like that where it's not 100%. I was impressed by how good it was and how much it knew what to do. It was an odd experience because it's just unusual to be riding around in a car and there's nobody in the driver's seat. But it was, you know what the great part was? It was the least expensive ride because there was no driver to pay. And that makes you kind of shudder and think. We talk about AI and all these things.
Right up Armen's alley when it comes to being cheap.
It is, but then it makes you wonder, is this going to be, is that whole industry going to be taken away at some point? But
I don't know if truck driving schools are doing great enrollment these days, because that's where that's headed.
Yeah, maybe. That's one to think about.
Absolutely. Those guys don't need to take breaks.
Right.
The cars don't need to take breaks.
The one thing is they can't go on freeways yet, the Waymos. So I wonder if that'll prevent it to some extent. They don't go on freeways. So that was another thing. I think because it just rode regular side streets. We didn't go above 40 miles an hour, I don't think, at any point.
Mm-hmm.
It was all right. But it was a little weird to be riding in it for sure at first. It was a little nervous, but then I was kind of surprised with how much I felt I got used to it, and that didn't because it was working so well. So, yeah, Drew, you get nervous because you're like, all right, well, what's going to happen? But think about it: when you're riding a train or you don't see the driver. When you're riding, when you're riding on a plane, you don't see the pilot. You know he's up there.
That's true.
And you know there's a human there. You hope, right? But it was unusual, but it was a cool experience because that you felt like someone famous because people were looking at the car, taking pictures and stuff like that, like looking because it's an oddity for them too. So I just figured I'd wave right back. Hey, how's it going? Of course. It was just I just thought it'd be pretty funny. But
how many guys were in it? Were you solo or were you?
No, there was 3 of us.
3, okay.
And I was in the front. Which was kind of
that's even
creepier, right?
That's a little bit trippier, I think. Yeah,
but it was all right. It worked out well. It was quite an experience, and I think these things are going to keep coming. I think they're going to be, I only think that what will hold them back is not that people are nervous in them because I think you'll get over that quick when you're in there because that you see how well they work. Is that the people are going to be upset that they're in their neighborhoods like taking away drivers' jobs? I think that's going to be the big thing. I did do some more research, Drew, and read that a group of kids did play a prank on Waymos. I think it's at one point where like a bunch of people called a lot of them to one cul-de-sac and they all got confused and didn't know where to go and things like that. So, those little wrinkles will get smoothed out, but it does seem like something that worked out. So that was a new experience for me. Other than that, just the regular Armen's cousin bachelor party stuff, as you would always, we went to Little Havana, went to the beach for a while. Went to an Armenian restaurant in Miami, of course. You had to find one.
Of course.
with some Armenian lounge singers. That was a trip, but it was a good time overall. And it was great to meet it was great to touch base with the like I don't know if they're Gen Z or young millennials, but like the late 20s crowd, a little bit younger than Billy. But just to see kind of like what are the touchstone topics for kids these days that they're talking about, right?
And you're trying to steer it to the 92 Eastern Conference Finals.
And let me tell you what, it worked better than I thought because the one thing, and Billy's going to get a kick out of this, I was going to wait to tell him, but the one thing that is undefeated for dudes is it didn't take long when I was there and, guys are doing different things, conversing. They had a nice setup. There was like a basketball hoop and a bunch of other things. It didn't take long for the LeBron versus Jordan combo debate to spark up. And that was just like, that's an undefeated topic for dudes.
Right in your wheelhouse.
It's just I kind of sat back and let it kind of cultivate for a while. Because it's like, for dudes, there's an undefeated topic. And you always find a way to get to it, no matter what you're doing, what situation, what group it is. LeBron versus Jordan finds a way. So there you go. So it was a good time. And it was quick. And it was, it was a little painful because of the travel delay at first. But other than that, it was nice to get there and come back. Yeah, weather was good. So
clubs, bottle service. Did you do a night of clubbing?
So I didn't. I was on hour 22 of no sleep. But after dinner, the first night I got there, a different group did go to a club to see a DJ. I was like, guys, I'm heading back. Thanks. Have a good night. You guys have fun.
Oh, let the kids go out and have their fun.
We did go to a cocktail bar before dinner, which was the listening lounge thing that I told you
about.
Yeah. And let me tell you, Drew, it was cool. You would have loved it. It was a cool vibe. All the records, it was all vinyl behind the bar. All right. So it was like, cool cocktails, floral, was dark. And in the middle of the bar was the DJ set where the DJ was spinning the vinyl. And it was like a low key vibe. It was chill. It was pretty good. I gotta say, the thing about Miami, Drew, as you know, is they've got the cool spots. They've got all these eclectic bars. They've all got this unique nightlife. Everyone's out and about. It's a lot of fun. But I did recuse myself before the late night DJ jaunt. I wasn't really interested in staying out that late. I felt kind of bad about it, but then I was like, that's okay. I'm an old man. I'm going
all
home.
Right. So. Now you're among friends.
Yes.
And it's safe to say that
yes,
your lovely bride is asleep.
She's not up yet.
And your parents aren't listening yet, probably.
No, they're not listening
listening yet. They might back up on YouTube, but was there a strip club mission?
There wasn't for me. I didn't go. Now, if those guys went.
You passed.
If those guys went afterwards, I really wasn't aware of it, which was fine. Fine with me either way. I was like, hey, do what you're going to do. I don't care. But
I don't know.
I did not do it. I wonder if that's past the I wonder if that's like past the trend now for
that's what I'm wondering too, is because the millennials and Gen Zers aren't really, strip clubs are going to start. And it's funny too. I've been seeing a lot on the socials about how strip clubs are hurting these days. And that's like a leading indicator, kind of like Vegas, of the economy writ large, because in order to go to the strip club, you got to have some disposable income. And if people are worried about their disposable income and paying bills and making ends meet and paying student loans and that, they might not be inclined to shovel out $20 bills.
That's a great point. I think it's a great point. So,
when strip clubs are slow, it's often like ahead of like, oh, what do you mean? Everything's going great. And then it's a leading indicator. So it might be like, it might be a lag, but then that tells you, what other, and a spike in kind of like the lower end stores when they see business go up.
Sure.
Because like people are, well, we're going to go to Aldi because we got to save.
Dollar Tree.
Yeah. When those stores see profits rise and other businesses for people with discretionary income see a tightening, then those are indicators. And I've been hearing that, like heard that about Vegas a lot, but Vegas has its own problems.
Yeah,
and Vegas is getting competition now from South Beach, from Nashville,
different
from
places.
other different destinations, like bachelorette parties. I don't know that they were ever that big on Vegas. I guess they were, but there's girls trips to Vegas, but
always part of it.
Not as much as for guys. But then they go to like Charleston and Savannah and Nashville,
places they can take Instagram pictures. Basically, I mean that's
kind of it.
So I think you're right, Drew. I think it wasn't really a big topic either amongst. Once upon a time, you would have like 15 guys, late 20s going on a bachelor party.
Yeah.
It was like a rite of passage. This really wasn't for them. I think they'd rather spend their money on trying different food or, spend money. They'd spend $25 on a cocktail than going and doing something like
paying $25 to get into a strip club.
Not that the opposite sex wasn't, a top topic of their interest all weekend, but it was more
especially
like,
the single guys.
Yeah, it was like more like, women they'd see out, things like that.
Well, and
stuff like that.
That's the thing. The dynamic of the bachelor party. You've got, the hardos that are, the ride or dies for the groom. And then like whoever else is kind of, you're like on the fringe.
Tertiary,
kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a fringe player in this, but were you also the oldest attendee?
I was the oldest. I was also like, besides my cousin's brother, my other cousin, I was the only family. So that's always like a thing that's always, interesting. Yeah. Now, it wasn't the bride's brother. Sometimes, the in-law comes on the bachelor party, and that's a really awkward situation because then you're always like, I don't want to go to a strip club when that person's there. But I was the oldest. I was the only other brother. But these were a mix of his college friends who, even though he's from originally Southern California, he went to UW. So he had a lot of friends from Wisconsin. Oddly enough, no Wisconsinites, though. They're like Chicago and things like that. All transplants, even though they were all Badgers. And then a lot of his friends from home, from his California days growing up. So it was pretty interesting to kind of witness the mix of guys. But yeah, I was the youngest, but there were some that were in different stages of life. Some guys already married. Yeah. Some guys just got married. A couple with young kids. Not
a lot of times it's the guys who just got married or the guys who just have young kids that are blowing it out and like they need that release. Right. Like they don't get to go out a lot and drop the hammer and they don't get to. So I get that. There's different dynamics.
Totally.
Bachelor parties. And I haven't been to a bachelor party in forever.
Yeah. And it was like that too when you're also, it's a big Airbnb rental. So, you always have the guys that were like, all right, a little bit more like, let's make sure we clean as we go. Thinking about how we're going to make breakfast the next morning. I'm the responsible, like make sure where's the garbage got to go to make sure the rules are just. So you had a mix of those guys, some that just weren't even aware of it, obviously, that were just in the pool the whole time that I like until the last few hours didn't even get the guy's name. So there's always that mix that makes an eclectic mix. But in the end, it was the same. Dudes drinking beers, watching clips of Jackass on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like that's
kind of what I figured.
But it was a good time. It was great. And in the end, I remember my cousin was asking me, he's like, Armen, you been to Miami or like bachelor parties? Like, come help me think of ideas and events. Like in the end, you stress yourself thinking like we have to get a schedule together full of events and things to do. In the end, these guys are buddies. They just want to be together.
Sitting around drinking beers doesn't matter.
We just want to be together, sharing time together. That's what's great about dudes sitting around and doing their thing. So it was a great time. It was great to be with these guys. Great to be around it.
Paid to be a fly on the wall for the LeBron Jordan discussion while you're sitting on the sidelines waiting to weigh in.
Well, I tried. I felt my role, Drew, was to give proper context in both regards. and to try and lay in my information as well as I could. Well, don't forget about this, guys. Don't forget about this, and let them keep going. So that's kind of where I was at with that one. A lot of fun, though. Good times. It was interesting, though. You think about what are the big topics that are big amongst the youth these days, and it was true. It was that feeling that we are not going to be able to own homes because they're way too much money. And these kids all came from places that, like, you know, they grew up in nice places, but they're like all saying that the price of home ownership really made a lot of them nervous. And they were talking about, like, you know, we're not going to have money to own a house because of the way things are going. So that plus a lot of things, you really get a sense of what's burdening young people these days. So it's pretty interesting to hear that. But they're also used to paying for certain things that once upon a time we didn't need to pay for.
Well, for sure.
Delivery services,
cell phones,
ride services, obviously cell phones, things like that, subscriptions, things like that. So, you know, it was a good time.
It is. That is a trend. I've talked to some younger folks that some young couples are saying, well, we're not going to have kids because we don't think we can afford them.
Right.
And we're probably never going to own a home. And it's like they're kind of casting they're looking at the future that way. It used to be like, oh, I'm going to get married, buy a house, and have kids. Like now it's like, well, we'll get married, but then we're just going to, travel and cruise through.
And rent instead of own.
Yeah, for sure.
One guy was up in the morning talking to his AI assistant for what he needed to get done for the day. Like, that was another thing that was different for me.
Oh boy.
I'm like, who is this guy? He's like, he's my AI assistant. He goes through my schedule. He calls. I'm like, do you give me your number? I'm like, aren't you worried he's going to call people that you don't want to call? Then I was telling him my story about my Twitter being hacked, obviously. And,
oh boy.
And they were joking. They loved that topic because it was, some of them were interested in the tech aspect. None of them worked at Twitter, unfortunately. That was my hope and dream, that one of them knew somebody in Palo Alto that was like,
that would have been good. Yeah.
I was like, do you guys have any connections? But they're like, no, but they're like, you know, that's just the way it is now, and hackers and things like that. So they thought that was funny. They were interested in it. They got a kick out of the fact that it was like, they after knowing me for 20 hours, they're like, this doesn't sound like you at all. Crypto, like trying to floss big Benzes or whatever it was. Like, oh my God, no, it's just so ridiculous. Yeah.
Hilarious. Yeah. Good to have you back.
Yeah,
Armen.
thanks. It's good to be back. It was
good to have you back.
Trip,
a quick jaunt. What did you miss? Well, the Brewers swept the Rockies.
Yeah, that was great.
Banana Ball invaded American Family Field. Billy took part.
A lot of takes on that. A lot of people enjoyed it.
A lot of people enjoyed it. Huge crowds. I talked to a friend who was there yesterday and said it was a blast, an absolute blast. Well, and now the Brewers are a blast too, but the Savannah Bananas were different, and this wasn't even the Savannah Bananas. The party animals were in the house.
Yes, it was just the league, right? The two teams in the league.
The Loco Beach Coconuts and the party animals.
Yeah, true. I mean, it looked like a lot of fun. People still like getting together, especially the kids.
And yeah, we're going to talk about that spectacle as we move forward today. We got the NBA Finals Game 3 tonight. As the Knicks try to continue their epic quest and the Spurs try to stave off the inevitable. Although, how inevitable is it? We'll talk. Right. I'm old enough to remember when the Bucks were down 2-0.
That's a great
However,
point.
The Bucks lost the first two games on the road, not at home.
Right.
So that's a little bit of a mitigating circumstance there. We got that to talk about. Hunter Baumgart's going to join us for the entire 7 o'clock hour, so we'll have a lot of baseball talk. We'll have Dolph drop it. Oh, I take it back. Dolph is not in today because Dolph is playing golf.
Dolph's playing golf as well. So
it's a Monday in June, as a dear friend of ours referred to the Disease Tour. The Disease Tour is it's in full swing now because every Monday and a lot of Thursdays you can play in golf outings.
And Billy said
raising money for good causes.
And Billy said obviously he's in Butchie's outing today. He's going to try to hop on with us at some point when he can.
Yeah.
So maybe we could have him in for halftime. Tell us about the event, what he thought about the weekend. Things
that would be a good call. And we have game balls and kicks to the balls as well. And Billy filled in for me on my television program that I do on Saturdays here. Not my television program, but the one they let me do.
Yeah, I was sad to miss that.
Big 12 Sports Saturday. He was in on WISN 12 in Milwaukee. He was in for me because I was attending a wedding. Now, Armen, you're the guru of weddings and bachelor parties, given your experience.
Yes, many.
And I have a question for you because there was something I went to a wedding Saturday, something I've never seen before.
All right.
We will discuss.
Lay it on me next.
As we move forward. We'll take your game balls and kicks to the balls. You want to get them to us. There's no sense waiting. We might as well just open it up. NicoletLaw.com talking text lines open 877-794-1973. Skating shorthanded for a little bit this morning as Dolph and Billy are playing some golf, but Hunter's going to be here for the entire 7 o'clock hour. So his report's brought to us by Import Minded. We'll talk a lot of Brewers as they get ready to play in Vegas, another fun city. It's not South Beach. It's got its own vibe, but they're in Vegas. Well, they're outside of Vegas, but we'll talk about that whole thing, that whole dynamic of this weekend as the Brewers continue to roll. Buckle up. We're going to have some fun. It's the summertime. Living is easy, and you're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Monday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, coming at you as we begin another week here. It is the 8th of June already. Blinking, you're going to miss June.
Gosh,
Let's enjoy it while we can.
Just flying by, Drew.
It is. Yeah. It is. It was a great weekend. Pretty good weather. Like we mentioned, banana ball. Great weekend for the Brewers in Denver as they swept the Rockies, as they should.
Getting so used to this type of success.
Brewers off to their best start. The fastest they've ever reached 40 wins.
That's crazy. It felt like last year we kept saying stats like that. And I know the Brewers winning streak came a little bit later. But, man, all of a sudden, again, it happened this year. And I'm like, this was the fastest start to 40 wins? I thought we've done that. We've had so much winning around here, Drew, as Brewers fans the last number of years. Now, I get it. Not to the World Series. But we've had so much of it. It's been quite amazing. It's almost like old hat. It's like we're used to it. It's like we're the 90s Braves now. We're just used to winning a bunch of games.
Going to win the division and like have a huge run differential.
Just reminder to fans that this is not easy to do, and it's still remarkable. I don't want fans to get so used to it thinking, all right, well, winning baseball.
I still think the Brewers can play better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Based on their run differential, they should be 2 wins better than they are.
How about that?
That's still, yeah. I mean, it's June 8th, and they're ahead in the division by 5 games.
Remarkable, and it's an indicator.
Again, a lot of ball game left, obviously, and I'm not counting out anybody. Well, I'll count out the Pirates. Even though they're better, I still think that the season's going to catch up to them at some point. They're 2 games over 500 now, but they're tied with the Cubs. It's Brewers, Cardinals, Pirates, Cubs, and then the Reds, who have dropped below 500. So it's for a long time, until like this past week, the NL Central had every team with a winning record.
Yeah, and that's somewhat normalized a bit. I mean, there's going to be some
Reds have lost 4 in a row, so that's what
the Reds have been disappointing for some. I know a lot of people were looking at the Reds as a team that might contend. The Pirates had their start. I don't really think them or the Cardinals have the staying power. I do think, Drew, even though they lost, the Cubs are going to make a run at some point. I think they have staying power to make their voices heard. Mary chimes in on YouTube, woke up here on the East Coast and saw the Cubs lost. It's going to be a great morning already. Go Brewers. Thanks for listening, Mary, on the East Coast.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, not how you start, but how you finish. That's right. Coming back yesterday.
Yeah, the Cardinals are a bit of a surprise, right? And they're in it. But if you're looking at the playoffs, right, it's too early to even think about the standings that much. But if you look at the playoff standings, the playoffs started today. The Cardinals would have a wild card berth. They would be one of the wild card teams. And the Pirates and Cubs are like right now a half game out of the wild card.
Well, it is pretty remarkable. I mean, I think early on, Drew, in this season, when the Cubs started off so well, started so hot, I think we were all ready to say, okay, this is going to be, dig your heels in. This is going to be a dogfight in the division. The Cubs are going to be really good this year, and we're going to have to prepare for a long battle. And how quickly the Brewers have dispatched them. I mean, it's not over, obviously, by any stretch of the imagination. We're talking about June, but, you mentioned they're up 5 in the division on the Cardinals, and they're up 7.5 on the Cubs. How quickly that changed is so remarkable to me on 2 hands. One hand, how quick the Brewers flipped the switch and started winning, and how much the Cubs have self-destructed out of thin air. It's amazing. Now, it's a long season. I expect them to still be a factor as we go on, but it's been pretty shocking to see how quickly that happened. I wouldn't have expected to sit here on June 8th with that type of lead, when we're in the first few weeks of the season.
Yeah.
But it's been great. When we're not mad about it, it's just been unbelievable.
It's been unbelievable. Yeah. And Miz added another chapter on Saturday as he touched 103.7 in the 3rd inning, which is the fastest pitch recorded since pitch tracking began in 2008.
And he added another layer, right? Drew, the dog layer. I mean, it's one thing to be able to pitch like that, but how much you got to love a kid that is dotting 104, 103.5, 104. He's in this kind of ERA, Cy Young race, carrying his team, has taken that mantle. He's done all that, but he's also staring down the dugout to the back-to-back.
He stared down Wild Bill. He told Bill, like, don't come out here.
I'm here. This is my mound. This is my ball. I'm here. And deep down, Drew, you got to know that Murph loved it, right? Deep down, especially that he came through and struck out the side.
91. He was at 91 pitches. He struck out a batter. It was like a walk and a base hit. So 1st and 3rd. And he's like, you're not coming to get me.
That's what the old coach would say, I wanted to see how you're going to respond. I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what you were made of. And
it was the middle of the order.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm not giving up the ball. And that's, you're right. He showed some dog. Like, you're throwing 103.7 or whatever it is, and you're doing that, dropping his ERA to 1.5.
Amazing. And to Billy's point, it always shows you that he's a type of guy that's not afraid of the big stage. He has never been since he came up. He's never been afraid to meet the moment, and he did it again. Not that the Rockies are a big stage, but meeting the moment of
still, he had never pitched at altitude before, and
never been there and said, no. I mean, like you can have confidence, you can have moxie, you can have determination as a young player. It's still a lot to look back at a manager like Murph and tell him no. Like as a young player, that takes a lot of huevos, and he had them. And you just gotta love that attitude in a young player. There's a little bit of, Miz has the whole Pokemon thing. He's gangly, he's a little dorky, like that quality to him. But you can see the eye of the tiger in him on the mound, and you don't always expect it because of that, and you love to see it.
Every day is like, we talk about him being must-see TV, and like 98 pitches, 52 over 100 miles an hour, which is second in the pitch tracking era to his performance on May 25th when he threw 57 pitches over 100 miles an hour.
It's getting better.
He also threw 45 pitches at 101 or higher, which is insanity. And maybe that had the altitude was a factor there, perhaps. But man, that was a moment. And that's it. The seasons are made of moments. And for the Brewers now, there's that feeling. Well, again, they're playing the Rockies. The Rockies aren't good.
No, not that.
And that ballpark is known for, I've always maintained, and when you're sitting in the press box at Mile High or at the altitude at Coors Field, and you look out, the field itself, the outfield looks bigger than any other outfield. It's like cavernous. It's huge, but the ball travels and but in talking to people and covering games there and stuff, it's not so much the bombs that hurt you. It's the dinkers and dunkers, and it's just the hits and the gaps. And man,
you saw that this weekend. Was it yesterday? Was it Rengifo or Garrett? I can't remember who it was that hit a base, got a ground ball base hit that looked like pretty routine, goes all the way to the wall because it was such a long angle. Next thing you know, Vaughn's rounding and scoring on it. I remember thinking to myself, that's an odd looking thing. Either the guy misplayed it or that's just the way Coors Field. And of course, you're right.
Yeah, Coors Field plays that way.
Big outfield, and
it's a big. And that's the thing. And the Friday game was the Friday game, the extra inning game.
That was the one. Yeah, the comeback win.
Comeback. And so they were kind of doing nothing, and then lo and behold, they came back and won. And it's like that. I remember our pal Jeff Cirillo, the icon, telling me when he played for a while in Colorado. He came to Milwaukee and we were talking about it. And he goes, you don't realize how tough it is, like emotionally, like everybody, you get to hit at altitude. That's great. And he was on good teams with Larry Walker and Todd Helton and guys like that. And he's like, you have to factor in. He's like, playing a game at Coors Field is like playing 3 games because you can be down 8-2 and then you're up 10-8 and then you lose 15-10. And he's like, the roller coaster, the emotions and the mental wear and tear is more intense because of the swings and because of the way things can happen and the way that usually if at American Family Field the Brewers are up 8-0 in the 5th inning, you feel pretty good, like this one's in the bank. We can kind of start thinking about using the soft side of the bullpen, getting guys work and maybe getting guys out of the game. You don't have that at Coors Field because you're not out of the woods, right? And he's like, you can never relax, and it's a different trip, which is why some people posit that they'll never win there. They had that Rocktober run, but some say that ballpark is too much of
too hard to sustain.
A cartoon, and it's just too much to manage.
Well, they had a World Series appearance, right?
Yeah,
they lost
that Rocktober.
They lost to the Sox. But I think the point is there that it would be tough to sustain. I mean, it was always that idea that it's a good place for a hitter to go.
And it's hard to, your pitching gets chewed up and you go through a lot more relievers, and it's just.
Although I don't hear about the humidor days anymore. Like you used to hear so much about the humidor, and how the ball has to be. I mean,
these humidors everywhere now. So
do the numbers still affect? Do the numbers still support the idea that balls are flying farther there? I would imagine they do.
Yeah, I think there's still more offense.
There used to be the concern that you had to do so much to change it with the humidor, and I guess because the Rockies have just been so bad, that's been the story in Colorado for a while now. And not that part of it. It's just been how bad the Rockies have been and how so many players that had seemingly good careers going that got signed, their careers went to die. I mean, Chris Bryant is one I think about. Arenado, although he's kind of, maybe going to revive it with somewhere else now, but it seems like that was the other part of it. And in the 90s, obviously in the mid 2000s, the story was always the ball's flying, the runs are scoring, the humidor was also in an era where a lot of teams were scoring runs in baseball. So, but it's good to get the win, good to get the sweep, obviously, Drew, and good to take care of business against the teams you have to take care of, because that's not always a given. And the Brewers have shown that at some points the last few years where they haven't beaten teams. Now they go to Las Vegas to play in a minor league park against the A's, and that should be another trip of an experience, another unique kind of vibe. So probably an unusual week for the Brewers, but they're happy to get wins.
Yeah. 877-794-1973. We're getting a lot of interaction, a lot of early risers on this Monday.
I like to see it.
And it was a big weekend, a lot to unpack from the weekend. Want to talk about Vegas. We're going to fire up the game balls and kicks. In fact, we might do that next. Get that machine in, get that lubricated and ready.
And you have a wedding question for me.
Want some audience participation. And I do have a wedding question for Armen when we come back. Because while Armen was at a bachelor party on the weekend, I was at an actual wedding.
Let's go.
And I got to say, I'm going to another one at the end of August, but that's it for me probably for the summer.
Okay. Yeah, I just had the one I'm
So I
going to
have
do.
two.
Yeah.
And it's, I was telling my daughter and her boyfriend over the weekend because they were with me.
Get ready for wedding season.
you guys are, they're in their mid-20s.
It's going to happen.
I'm like, you guys are about to get blitzed. And they're like, oh, I think we have 3 or 4 this year already. And it's like, Armen had 8 one summer.
That was my peak year. I think I was like 31. So 31, that's kind of the age where if you've, it's like you're still close enough to certain college friends and high school friends, and then the people you meet professionally, where you're just going to a bunch of weddings. There was that one summer where there was just so many. So
yeah,
get ready. The blitz is coming.
The blitz is coming. All right. So I'll have the wedding question for Armen. We'll fire up game balls and kicks to the balls. And we're just having a damn Monday here. Billy's out playing golf. He's going to join us via the phone on his way up to Butchie's outing in Appleton for Children's Hospital. And Dolph is not with us today. So Hunter Baumgart's going to slide on in at 7:00 and spend the last hour of the program with us. But we're not looking ahead. We're going to enjoy every moment today. It's the Monday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Rolling along the Monday edition of the Huddle, Drew Olson, Armen Saryan bringing it to you. Billy out today, getting ready to play some important golf on our behalf for the Brian Butch Children's Hospital outing.
Representing us for a very important cause.
Yeah, looking forward. I wish Bushy, I hope the rain stays away and that they get it. They have a great day out there because golf outings are dictated by the weather, success or failure. If it's a nice day, even if the golf sucks, and I've been to many of those on the disease tour and back in the day, the charity stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't taken the sticks out. I've kind of like recused myself, so the invites have dried up for me over the last 5 or 10 years.
It's like one of those things. Like, well, if you know you're not going to come, we're just not going to call you
anymore.
Go
play exactly. So you're going to play a scramble. I've been on scrambles where it's like a 7-hour round, and it's just a lot of standing around, and it's a slog, and then. Most places have, the dinners are quicker now. And if there's like an auction or they try to streamline it because it can be a long day.
Long day, obviously, because you're stopping at the holes where, someone sponsors a shot.
Of course.
Someone sponsors a food thing,
So those it's a long day commitment but it's always good. It's better than working, but being outside, a lot of networking going on and those outings. But my invites have dried up, but I've been to them where even when it's a 7-hour round, like it can still be enjoyable as long as the weather is good. If it's cold, if it's rainy, if it's if the weather's dicey, even the golf can be good and the rest of it sucks.
And even and even if it's not like super cold, you're fine. But it's all about the weather, Drew. It's all about the weather.
It's all about the weather.
Bad wind can be tough.
That's all that matters.
It does seem like there's going to be a nice window today for them. Might get some sprinkles here in the next hour, but 8 o'clock to 4 and 5 looks pretty dry. So I think they'll get it in, which is the important part. That's at least down here. Of course, I always shudder when I am trusting the weather app. Our local friends in the meteorology.
Oh yeah, the Apple.
Well,
you're a Droid guy, but the Apple weather app doesn't really do you justice.
I don't want to upset all of our friends and in the meteorology world and Mark and Niz.
You said meteorology. I thought you said urology.
No, meteorology. Very.
Do we
different.
have like friends in the urology? Do we have them on retainer? No. Okay.
Very different department, but Brooke and all of our friends. That
urology. Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining.
That would be
the urology department.
But sometimes I do use the app. I apologize.
There's other apps, but then you got to go deeper into it. And I actually have created a list on X of my trusted weather sources in the area, and I can fire that up and see what they're putting into the universe.
And it's one of those things where it's like you want to flex, like I'm gonna just text Mark Baden. It's like, no, I'm not gonna be that guy. I don't want to do that. Hey, I heard we had some severe weather a little bit over the weekend. I came home to a big tree falling in the backyard. Well, a branch of a tree.
Okay.
Luckily, it didn't really hit anything, but gonna be But like there was some weather, and I know some people were upset about the NBA Finals. Mark had to pop in. Like, give me a break, people. All right, this is severe weather. Like, give me a break.
That's an annual lament.
I can't stand when people think what they're watching in their living room is the most important thing in the world.
Pretty much slept through that, I think.
So, all right, then it wasn't. That's not bad.
Didn't really
Best way to handle
me.
a storm. Yeah,
it didn't affect me. All right, so I did go to a wedding this weekend.
Yeah,
down in Kenosha, and lovely outdoor ceremony with a lovely day. But at the reception, Armen, there was something that I've never seen, and I got to see if you are aware of this.
Okay, because there are trends in the wedding.
It was a
world
buffet setup, as they often are.
Late night snack, or is this for dinner?
No, just dinner.
Okay.
Yeah, dinner. Buffet setup. And they made the announcement that because they wanted to fire up the dance floor, and women are most likely to be the first out on the floor, ladies eat first. Not by table, and not couples.
What?
Women get in line.
Wow.
All women. And it was a wedding of like 200 probably people at least. And so dudes had to wait.
Okay.
And the women came back to the tables and they were basically done eating by the time the dudes were still in line for the buffet. And that was social engineering.
Yes.
I had never heard of it either. I was wondering if it was a thing. But ladies first is the saying, and that's how it was at the wedding.
Well, ladies first, obviously, etiquette, a long time etiquette of ladies first in society, but not to eat.
Because usually it's bizarre. Like you eat with the people at your table. And like you go up by tables,
I'm not trying to
but it was all women get in line first.
Well, I've never heard this. And the idea that women are dancing more than dudes, I get. Were they that concerned about lathering up the dance floor? Is that what it was?
That's what they said. That was it. Like they wanted, because they knew women would
I'm sure it made
are more likely to dance.
Did it make some women uncomfortable? They're eating and the men and they're not at the table?
I don't think any of them were bothered. No.
I think the part would bother me is that my table's not eating together, though. I'd feel kind of
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm still one of those people that I can't. If someone's food is coming, I really feel bad eating before everybody's food is there at a table. Like if you're in a restaurant, I'm really surprised that it's ladies first everywhere.
And it was not a speedy line for a buffet like you would think it was, but it was.
Wow, I've never heard that, experienced that. I don't think. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I'd want to do that because I'd be worried. Am I going to make some people feel uncomfortable not eating or eating because they feel bad?
That's right.
Because then you have half the tables eating, and then
every table is eating half of each table. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I mean. It seems a little odd.
It was an outdoor venue as well. I don't know if that is factors the equation, but it was outdoor, and it was wild. So I'd never seen it.
I've seen them close down the bar during dinner, so people weren't going and getting up and drinking because that's what a lot of dudes are always.
I've seen that as well.
But I've never heard of that, and that's a little So
it's not like
you didn't get to eat
it's
with
not
your
like
wife.
the DJ fired up music while the guys were still eating.
That
they
would've
still
had that.
waited.
Oh, see, I don't get that.
So I don't.
then.
So there, I don't know. But it was like okay, and that was what I've never seen it.
Huh.
Maybe it's a trend. Maybe it'll happen now.
I've seen some like Middle Eastern like type weddings or this is like Russian things where the food will come out all night basically. Where they'll have food on the table, courses basically coming across the table, continuing to come out over the course of 3 hours. So it's not just like meal, and dessert, dance. It's just like I've been to some weddings of relatives of mine where it's like first course is already on the table, pickled vegetables, things like that, first course. Then an hour later, the next thing comes. Then an hour later, the kebab comes. I don't know. But I've never heard that one, Drew. That's very interesting. And I don't think I'd enjoy it because I like the idea of everyone eating together, so, that's an interesting one. Well, maybe that'll be a trend. I'll have to look up my wedding blogs on Reddit and see if anyone's talking about it. But but at least hey, maybe all the dudes are like, all right, we're eating together. How's that? Oh, that must have been interesting. That must have been kind of fun in some ways. So
well, I mean, we'll see. Weigh in 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com, talking text line. That's also where we're taking your game balls and kicks the balls. The pump has been primed, and we're going to get into those as we move forward because it is Monday on the program. Billy's going to join us at some point today. We'll have our usual shenanigans with Who's Hot, Who's Not, brought to us by Donovan and Jorgensen Heating, and Cooling, and Plumbing. And we'll have, obviously, we'll have our current electric superhero of the day.
Yeah, I think I know what I'm going to pick for that one if it's up to me.
So. Yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah.
You're sliding in for Billy, so you get the big vote on that. But game balls and kicks of the balls is our next endeavor on the program, and it can be about anything. I mean, we have fertile territory. We had Banana Ball. We had the AmFam Championship in Madison, which was a big deal and always a huge, successful, fun event. We're into the tenderloin of the summer right here. We're just getting started. We're gnawing on it. We're attacking it the same way we're attacking this Monday. Both barrels. Stay tuned. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. The Brewers have been one of the hottest teams in baseball the last 6 weeks. The last-place Rockies did little to get in the way of that this weekend in Denver.
First pitch hammered out to left field. It is way back, and the Kraken rises from the depths of the sea. His first home run in almost 2 months, and he gives the Brewers the lead.
Jeff Levering on the call on Brewers TV. Milwaukee clobbers Colorado at Coors 12-4. The Brewers now move on to Las Vegas. That's where they'll take on the Athletics for 3 starting tonight. The A's giving their Vegas fans a 2-series preview ahead of their permanent move there in a couple of years. To golf, the AmFam Championship in Madison came down to one final Darren Clark putt for par. He made it. So at 30 under, Clark and Ben Crane beat the team of Kenny Perry and George McNeil by 1 shot. And for basketball, Game 3 of the NBA Finals is tonight at MSG, New York hosting San Antonio. Hour 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, then there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, Bill for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 jet. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We're going to tackle what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to y'all do. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Sit our guys after and make the play.
Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, be hand, see puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Monday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app, streaming live for you early risers, insomniacs, sociopaths on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Drew Olson, South Beach Sarian, Armen back in the chair.
All right, let's
Billy
go.
out today playing some golf.
Good
It is game balls and kicks to the balls day after a busy weekend. Let's get that thing fired up right now. Hunter Baumgardt's going to join us an hour from now. He will be with us from 7 to 8 today. Filling in. Dolph will not be here for our halftime report because Dolph is also on the golf course today. Hope everybody that's playing golf today has a good time and raises some money and has some fun. But it's game balls and kicks to the balls Monday. Let's get that fired up. You know the drill. It's a Monday, and we're simulating the post-game locker room, and it's a victory. It's happy. People are standing around in their sports underwear, towels, and you get to hold aloft a game ball and present it to someone for a job well done. Today, on the program, that sounds like this.
The Kraken rises from the depths of the sea.
You heard it in the update as well. I couldn't really help it. That was a great call from Lev on the Sanchez homer. I don't know what the deal was. Did I miss a reference there somewhere, Drew? Is he just channeling his inner Matt Vasgersian and yelling out random non sequiturs? No, is that what it is? But I love it. I love it. I'm a huge fan. Obviously, Lev's the man. So there you go. That's for a game ball today.
All right. That's a game ball. Now, conversely, if someone needs a performance improvement plan, if they need a swift kick to the huevos to get their attention and just shake them up a little bit, that sounds like this.
Didn't see it.
Didn't see it.
That was when Bryce lost the ball in the sun. Listen, all's well that ends well. The Brewers recovered fine from that and won the game, obviously, but that's a tough moment. There's no worse feeling than when you're on the ball field and you lose the ball in the sun, right? You feel totally vulnerable and confident, neutered, in a way. Like, I don't know what else to say. You're protecting yourself and your ego all at the same time. So that was a tough moment, but the Brewers overcame it. But that's our kicks to the balls. And that's from the Rockies broadcast team.
Fantastic. 877-794-1973 gets you in. You can reach out to us. There's already comments on the YouTube stream.
Yeah, we'll get to some of those, Drew. I got a comment on some of those.
Love the NicoletLaw.com talking text on. You want to weigh in on the bachelor party / wedding discussion that we had in the first hour. Armen, of course, was at South Beach for a bachelor party, and I was at a wedding on Saturday, and the unprecedented thing of having the ladies' first buffet.
Yeah, that was something
you leave your mate and you don't eat together. Ladies' first buffet. It was, unique. I didn't hate it. Mm-hmm. Thankfully I wasn't starving at the time because that could have been a factor. But let's have some fun with game balls and kicks to the balls. We should start, and maybe we'll double up because I think the Miz is getting a game ball.
The Kraken rises from the depths of the sea.
He's got a permanent game ball going on.
Yeah, he does.
He has two of them, actually.
Yeah. And
to talk back to Murph, you got to have two game balls.
Big huevos. Yeah, you got big. But yeah, to do what he did and to pitch the way he did, and to, again, we're enjoying the freak show that is the Miz.
In the best way.
Best ways. Yeah. He's very, I said last year, he reminds me of Giannis.
I get that. I can totally relate.
It's that
personality, the sort of, the whimsical nature of his youth right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
Gangly and just bursting on the scene and doing stuff that no one's ever seen anyone do before. And having a childlike thing. Like, he's not Buddy the Elf, but he is a big kid. He goes to card shops and talks to people, and he plays Pokemon Go and all that stuff.
He's got the huge Pokemon card breaking thing going on.
Miz is getting a game ball for, again, dazzling us and doing stuff. And I've talked to people, and everybody's like, is he going to get hurt? Is his arm going to blow up? Is he
I got that same question this weekend. My cousin's buddies, they're all Dodger fans. So when's this guy going for Tommy John, Armen? Come on, let's be honest.
It's a natural thing because we've never seen anybody throw as many pitches over 100 miles an hour as he does. So you wonder about the limits of human performance. But he gets that, and while we're at it, we can name him our Current Electric superhero of the day, brought to us by currentelectric.com. CurrentElectricCo.com. They are the best in the industry. You see their vans with the superheroes on the side, and they've been at it, much like our friends from Donovan and Jorgensen. They've been staples in the community for more than 40 years, servicing homeowners and businesses in southeastern Wisconsin. And they roll through Milwaukee, Waukesha, Ozaukee, Washington, Racine, Kenosha, Walworth counties, and they do it right. anything that you need, whether it's residential or commercial, they can hook you up. We talk about the generator installation, which gives everybody peace of mind when the sump pumps are important. They do solar work. They have EV chargers. They're the best. Check them out. Call current.com and currentelectricco.com. So Miz gets he gets a game ball for sure. No question.
Yeah, I think he's got a perpetual one. He's just doing well, and he's got the game ball, but also I think hero of the day is apropos for his performance.
I think so too. Yeah.
And listen, I'm telling you, when you can stare back Murph and stand up, that puts a charge in you. Now, especially when he ends up coming through, right? I mean, that was the big factor. I mean, if Miz, told Murph to go back and sit down in the dugout after he did that and said, no, I'm finishing this, and then gave up 4 runs, it feels a little bit different. You feel a little bit different about the process when the result isn't the same. But Drew, in this case, when it comes out and he comes through and the movie ends and he strikes him out, boy, did that feel good to see.
Right.
To see a kid like that with the stones and the wherewithal say, no, get back.
Right.
It's like what you'd see out of a wily old vet in like a baseball movie. Like, just like, but a young kid like that to Murph, I just loved it.
Amazing. All right. 877-794-1973 to the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. Adam from Rothschild, Wisconsin. Game ball to the Brewers on their sweep of the Rockies.
The Kraken rises from the depths of the sea.
And then Adam's going to double that with a kick to the Huevos to the Brewers playing in Vegas tonight and West Coast start times in MLB.
Didn't see it.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That's not an MLB specific thing because the NBA and the NHL, people play on the West Coast.
Everybody does that, yeah, but it still stinks.
The NFL will manipulate it because they start a little bit, they're not as severe in the window. You don't get 10 o'clock starts in the NFL, generally speaking.
Mm.
But I hear you. It is what it is, right?
Yeah, it is. And it's not, I mean, if you're expecting that, they're playing in Las Vegas ballpark, which is the minor league park. So that's going to be interesting too. I don't know what the atmosphere is going to be like. I know, initially we had tons of ideas about going out there for this one and stuff. Then the tickets have dropped, which is interesting if you are out there. I know there's plenty of Brewers fans out there now. But the late start times, that's just part of West Coast trips. I mean, that's what it is. Still stinks, but that's what it is.
All right. Dan in West Bend on the NicoletLaw.com talking. Text line, game ball to Tyler Freeman of the Rockies.
The Kraken rises from the depths of the sea.
For taking a 98-mile pitch to the head from Miz and staying on his feet.
Yeah, that was a scary one, wasn't it?
That one hitting the helmet was, that noise like, oh. And, hey, kudos to Miz for shaking that one off because anybody who's old enough to remember when Mike Fiers hit Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, yep, that Fiers one was the one.
Shook him up, and it was something else. So,
and I remember that was really tough for Fiers, and he wasn't right after that, and there was a little bit of a fight, and I don't know if he ever recovered from that, to be honest with you. So, good on Miz to understand the situation, and I'm glad no one got hurt worse. I mean, that obviously is a scary situation.
All right. Game ball to all the baseball fans and everybody who rode the wave and went and saw the Savannah Bananas adjacent games at American Family Field over the weekend.
The Kraken rises from the depths of the sea.
How about that?
Jeff in Fox Point said, my family went to Banana Ball on Sunday. So did Billy's, and we're going to hear from Billy soon. I get the entertainment, including the music, dancing, and games was good, but the actual baseball game was subpar.
Okay.
My kids liked Party, the mascot. My baseball playing kids were also confused by the whacked out rules. One and done for us.
Okay. Now, can I give a kick to the ball to the head opinion? I mean,
didn't see it.
You have to understand what you're getting going into it. You don't go watching the Harlem Globetrotters thinking, why aren't they pivoting better? Like, why are they calling 3 in the key? Okay. Yeah. So you said you didn't like the baseball was subpar. Okay. This is not a Major League Baseball game.
No,
they're still playing decent ball, but you're not going there to watch the best in the bigs, right? You're going there to watch the best in entertainment.
A lot of these guys peaked at like the Milkmen level.
Yeah, this is about baseball entertainment.
Yeah.
This isn't about seeing the best, fundamental. I'm going to be hardo and teach my kids about like the Tommy Mansky rules baseball. If your kids would prefer a regular game, that's fine, but you have to know what you're getting going into it. I think everybody by now knows what the banana ball situation is. So either allow yourself that it's like going to a movie and the guys that say, "Oh, that wouldn't happen." That's not realistic. You have a little suspension of disbelief. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And that's what banana ball is. Not knowing the rules, okay, that's one thing, and it's their job to market it and explain to everybody. And I'm sure they did their share of doing that in the scoreboard. But It seems like people that allowed themselves to enjoy it were enjoying it for what it was, Drew, which was not
a spectacle. And like the tailgate and the music and the bands and the player availability. Now I know there was some VIP meet and greets and stuff like that, but if you're a young kid, meeting anybody in a uniform that's a player is a thrill. I mean, young kids will ask high school players for their autographs.
And Billy will tell us his son, I mean, one of his favorite players is the banana ball guy. I don't know what his name is. Okay, so you know what? Yes, it's more for the kids, and kids like fun, and God forbid we get together and actually enjoy ourselves. You know what I mean?
Well, what was Tim Kirkshin's quote about it? Like, it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen, and I love it.
That's what's cool about it. It's supposed to be.
Fun.
I mean, there's a lot of things like that in life, in media, in everything, where it's kooky. What about a circus? What about a clown? I mean, those are goofy. That's the point. So I'm not telling you have to love banana ball. I'm not telling you have to think it's the greatest thing ever, or you can prefer real baseball over it, but know what you're watching going into it and take it as such. Watch it through that prism. Don't watch it thinking I'm supposed to see great ball players playing Tommy Mansky fundamental ball. Like, if they aren't, great. If they're dancing around, great. And I got news for you. You might not like it, but kids love dancing now. They love dancing on TikTok. They love coming up dancing. I'm in the airport, Drew, and there's a bachelorette party on their way, and we're about to board. It's like down to group 7 because it's like 9 groups, and we're at group 4 or 5, and these girls are setting up their phone to do a dance before they go on. They got to tape content. That's the world now. It's just what it is.
Yep. Got to create that content.
All right. I have a kick in the balls.
Okay, sir.
Didn't see it.
Kick in the balls, and not to you for Real Wild Troop, a Real Wild Troop on YouTube. Not to you for the comment. I understand. It's funny. Ha. He says, Armen, congrats on the new place. Yes, my hacker struck again. So kicking the balls to whoever is continuing to hack my Twitter account. I've had no luck from the X support. I'm going to give them a kick in the balls as well. They told me we cannot help you at this time. Try again in 7 days because your email account has been changed. Yes, the email has been changed because it's hacked. So for people still wondering, I'm sure they're not out there, although I was surprised at the people checking in to make sure, Drew. Mm-hmm. Yes, my Twitter account, my X account is still compromised. It's fake. It's a hack. Don't believe anything you see. And no, while I did move into a new house in the last year in Greenfield, no, it's not that fancy house that they put on Twitter that I quote unquote moved into. That is not my new house.
No,
there are no houses like that. I don't think anywhere in Milwaukee County.
I don't think so.
It's not. I didn't. So kicking the balls to my hacker for continuing this ridiculousness. And they're getting creative now, Drew. They're retweeting Brewers and Bucks accounts, trying to act like me, and it's kind of creeping me out how deep they're trying to go with this troll.
And where are you in the process of trying to get a human being to respond to your being hacked? Because this happened to El Baldo, Zabe, and he had to ride it out. How long was his odyssey?
It was a long time, and eventually he told me that they finally contacted someone that worked at Twitter that they found. That was the only way he got out of it, and it was a long time, if you remember. So I'm dug in for a long ride, but the reality is they're not helpful at all.
How has your consumption on the phone and just your addiction to doom scrolling, how has that been affected?
It's been affected because my first thought a lot of times, admittedly, is I gotta tweet something. I gotta tweet my opinion on this. I want to talk about this, and it's sort of like emasculate is not the right word. It's weird to feel like you can't talk to anybody. It's a weird feeling because it's frustrating. But then again, Drew, it's like I do feel out of the loop more. I'm not on Twitter as much. Now, I'm using a different account, our station accounts, things like that to read tweets, but it's not my timeline. It's not the same, and I can't communicate with people the way I want to. Well, I love Twitter. Billy always jokes about how much I used it. It's because I love chopping it up with listeners and fans about sports.
How long till you cave in and create real Armen Saryan or Armen Saryan official, and then pay for the blue check mark?
That's the next question, the blue check mark. I create another account, and I might start using it. But it's like, do I pay for the blue check mark at that point then? And then I have to convince people it's me.
Would two-factor authentication have helped you in this? Or?
I think so. I think that's the lesson I learned is how important it is. The issue I've had, Drew, is the two-factor authentication was changed on my account, and I didn't have it. And that's been my barrier to get back in.
Okay.
Is while I was hacked, I couldn't get back in and change the password because someone the hacker set up two-factor, which is now preventing me from getting to that next spot.
Gotcha.
So I'm learning my lesson, hopefully, and trying to remind myself, hey, it's not the end of the world. At least it wasn't your bank account or something.
That's
like
true.
That. So
that's true.
That's been a growing frustration, but it's still there. And yes, everybody.
Another thing that Grandma and Grandpa never had to worry about.
Never had to worry about it. No.
Derek from Whitewater on the NicolayLaw.com talk and text line regarding the Banana Ball episode. If you go to a Banana Ball game, expect to see Banana Ball, or you can go to the 81 other games at American Family Field and watch a regular game.
That's a great take, Derek. Great take. And Derek is a little curmudgeonly sometimes.
I'm like, I went to the
Globetrotters
Globetrotters game, and I was not impressed by the quality of play. I don't think any of these guys could play against Jalen Brunson and Wemby. Well, that's not what they're doing.
Exactly.
They're not there for. And that is the best analogy. Is like this is Banana Ball is Globetrotters for baseball.
Exactly. And then great marketing by I forget his name now, the guy that runs Banana Ball.
Jesse, whatever. He showed up in the Mr. Yellow Tux, and they were loving that they were. And is this the first time they played in a major league stadium? Did I see that?
I don't think, is that right? I thought they were at the Sox Stadium too.
I'm not sure. But
no, I don't know.
Can't be, but they've been playing football stadiums and stuff.
Okay,
and
maybe that's what it is.
I mean, the music and the dancing and the whole thing. They said it was the loudest crowd they've had in Banana Ball history. I don't know if that's true. They probably say that a lot, but
I believe in our ability to create a great environment here in Milwaukee. I believe that.
And when you got a starting pitcher who's from the area, that's always big too. So it was fun. But yeah, Jesse Cole is the guy who started it.
Oh, it's a commentary and great marketing and a success story.
It was not okay. Here's the correction. It was not the first MLB stadium. The first MLB stadium sellout with the Party Animals headlining, not the Bananas.
Oh yeah, right. Because this was
it was like Party Animals and so this was like the Washington Generals basically playing and hanging out their shingle.
Well, that's impressive too. That it wasn't the Bananas.
That's true.
And it was this whole little league they've set up has been successful. So
now,
congrats to them, and I'm happy everyone that won had a great time.
Kudos to the Party Animals and Jesse for the Jesse Cole for the cameo of bringing Brewers' favorite Jeff Jenkins back.
That was awesome
for an at bat.
That was so cool.
Now he struck out, but just the moment and bringing him back for fans there was pretty cool.
Is that a kick in the balls to him for striking out through? In that situation, it's not easy to step up. Yeah.
Remember the home run derby they had last year when the guys were out of gas and it wasn't what we remembered. And so that was not the. I don't think that rises to the level of a kick to the balls.
No, I think that's fair. I'm not going to give him one for that.
Because what's Jenks doing? He's playing golf.
These days.
He's not going to the cage. He's like, I think that a lot of Brewers guys did for that home run derby. They went to the cage and just tried to tune up. But for a one-off, I'm not believing that he did.
It's cool to see him back though, around, and fans love that. Maybe wonder, because we had the home run derby, Drew, should they bring back old timers games, or is that not something we need to see anymore?
Maybe not. Maybe not. Again, we're game balling the Brewers in general for the sweep of the Rockies. Brewers, by the way, since April 26th, are 27-10, the best record in Major League Baseball.
Man, that's not a game ball. I don't know what it is. Pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know either. So kudos to the law firm of Clark and Crane for winning the AmFam championship, and kudos to everybody, game balls to everybody who went and had a good time there.
The Kraken rises from the depths of the...
Steve Stricker, what a great asset that is to have that event and that tournament. Very cool. Absolutely. Very cool.
We can talk to Billy if you want for halftime. I think he's going to be in the car, so we'll be ready
I think
to go.
Billy is going to join us on his way up to play some golf. We'll get his take, his review of Banana Ball and how he felt sitting and keeping my chair warm on Big 12 Sports Saturday, which is awesome. We're off and running. Halftime has approached. Dolph is off, but Billy is going to make an appearance. And don't go anywhere, because at 7 o'clock, Hunter Baumgardt joins us for the entire last hour to talk about these red hot Brewers and all the ramifications and everybody who's pining for that, the pickups and the moves that are going to help put them over the top as they continue to roll along and playing the best ball, best baseball, basically the best start in franchise history. Fastest to 40 wins.
Yep.
It's just a phenomenal ride. And like, we haven't even mentioned a game ball to Shane Drowan. I mean,
Kraken rises from the depths of the sea.
Yeah, he's been good. I mean,
and our permanent superhero that is Chris Hook and Jim Henderson and the pitching guys.
You don't talk to you about him a lot, but he's been amazing.
It's been incredible. But Shane Drowan was great yesterday. So we will talk to Billy Schmid next. You are in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Continuing the Monday edition of the Huddle, Drew Olson and Armen South Beach Sarian, who is back from his bachelor party weekend in Miami, bringing it to you from headquarters. This portion of the program brought to us by Game Day Men's Health. Check them out online. Make the appointment if you have not already. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com and find a clinic near you. Sign up for the free, no obligation consult and see if they can change your life. I'm headed there after the show today to see my friends at the Brookfield location.
Nice.
I'll see Patty and Abby and the gang and Jen. So let's check it out. Make it a point to do it today. Maximize yourself. Seize the day. Seize the summer here with Game Day Men's Health and GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Hey, look who's on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. None other than our pal and yours, Billy Schmid. Billy, welcome to the program.
Morning, boys. How we feeling here on this beautiful I-41 Monday?
I knew you were driving up to join Butchie's charity outing for Children's Wisconsin, which is awesome. But I also knew that you were up and ready because I saw that you retweeted our tweet early this morning. So Did you get up at the normal time, or did you sleep in a little bit?
It was incredible. I had to sleep in a full hour, and it was incredible. You boys as the alarm clock instead of an hour and a half before that was pretty spectacular. However, I did kind of miss Armen taking a dig at me for eating the overnight oats or a donut in here. But I know that will come with the 7 o'clock hour stream.
Yeah, I mean, Billy, when I say dig, it's not really dig. It's more like I just like to talk about it. I just like to comment on it, Billy. But it is good. It's nice to be able to wake up that early and still feel like you slept in because you feel real productive. And now I know you feel real productive today as you go out and get the sticks ready. How's your golf game? Have you practiced? Are you ready to go? Are your irons right? Like, have you hit the range? Are you there for the vibes? Let's be honest.
I'll be honest with you, Armen. I can't waste my good swings on the range.
Sure.
So I only have a minimum of, or I have a max about 15 of them throughout. So scramble golf is definitely what I'm best used for. I think I've played 3 times in 3 years. So that doesn't bode necessarily well for the grouping that somehow gets stuck with me alongside. But we'll definitely have some good vibes. We'll have a lot of fun dodging some rain early on here. But that's been a tradition unlike any other for the now 38th annual children's outing up here at beautiful Butamore Country Club. There's always a little bit of weather, but it just builds to the story and builds to the adversity.
Loving it. Billy Schmid joining us on the NicolaLaw.com talking text line. He'll be back with us tomorrow. So Billy, on this game balls and kicks to the balls Monday, I will give you a game ball for taking my chair on Big 12 Sports Saturday alongside Stephanie Sutton on Saturday night. How did it go? Did you have fun?
It was phenomenal. It was a great time. I appreciated Steph having me in there. I did get one good friendly jab at our friend Dario Melendez that was much to the applause of the room.
I
was a little worried that I was gonna I got Steph to catch herself for a second, and then I saw my man behind the camera give a little fist bump. So it was funny. But it was a really, really good time, dude. And appreciate them having me. Also, Coach Wagner of the Milwaukee Panthers baseball team was phenomenal because, man, you really do learn a heck of a lot of what that team went through this year. And so it was a very, very good time. I appreciate you allowing me to step in. And it more than anything, Drew, it's nice to know that I could still fit into my court wedding TV suit, right? Like I only have one, and generally they all kind of blend together. So I was glad that it still fit when I busted it out of the bag.
Yeah, I was sorry to miss that, Billy. Obviously, I couldn't watch, but I was sorry to miss that. I was like, Bill Schmid in the suit is something you got to see.
I had people ask if they could stream that or see it on YouTube, and sadly, the answer is no because the show uses highlights from the NFL and the NBA and MLB, and that the rights fees to clear that and to stream it would be astronomical. So it is not. So it's like you got to see it live. I'm not even sure if you can watch it on the app or not because whenever I'm doing the show, I'm not on the app. So I can't say whether it's live streamed on the app. But in any event, I'm glad Billy did that. Now, Billy, the other part of this, of your weekend, I want to know how Banana Ball was for the Schmid family hanging out at American Family Field. You guys are regular visitors when the Brewers are playing. What was it like for this highly anticipated Banana Ball extravaganza?
Well, I'll tell you this, guys, the park was a lot busier than it is on a regular Tuesday. As you pulled up, it felt like a divisional round playoff game with just how many people were there. The sheer volume of over 41,000 was pretty incredible. And man, it was a great party. They bill it as, I believe they said the greatest party in sports. And it was what Liv believes it wanted to be, right? Like music playing throughout the entire game, different rules that not everybody fully understands. However, the one little sudden jolt while there's about 15 things going on and you're watching the guy alongside the warning track hitting beach balls into kids, into the crowd, then you realize, oh, there is a game going on. And then all of a sudden the Party Animals mascot blows gas right in front of the entire Coconuts team, and they let a kid run around the entire base. It was a great time. And it was also like the perfect day yesterday. Sunny and 70 inside of American Family Field was hard to beat with a little bit of overcast. So it was awesome. The little guy got himself the world's largest frozen lemonade and had himself the little like fourth inning sugar nap where most of us, once you get to 21, it's the fourth inning beer nap.
Yeah.
His was just the Minute Maid nap, but it worked out really, really well. It was an incredible time, and it definitely matches the money you would assume that you're bringing in for a concert that's selling out American Family Field. Dude, 2 nights at 41 apiece. That was an impressive showing.
Well, that's the thing, Billy. Even though the Bananas weren't there, it's a huge event in entertainment, and it's in town, and it's, game entertainment is usually something that's tertiary to the actual game in sports. It's part of it, but it's not the main attraction. But it feels like, obviously, with Banana Ball, the main attraction is the entertainment in game.
Oh yeah,
and then the tertiary part is the ball playing, and basically kids love action, and they have mastered the art of having fun constantly in a 3-hour period. Is what it seems like to me.
Yeah, and it was also, as a kid, going to the Globetrotters,
Sure.
I couldn't fathom how much stuff was going on. Now you go a little bit older, you realize, okay, it's a little bit less than maybe you thought. However, this one, I mean, it was nonstop action, Armen, and you're right. For most, it's probably not a top of mind experience, but especially the Admirals. You and I went to the Golden Knights game while we were out in Vegas.
Yep.
One of the reasons why I've enjoyed them so much is because I think their game night entertainment is second to none with how much energy and excitement and thought they put into the game around the game. Now, I don't anticipate, guys, that my youngster is going to wonder why Blake Perkins isn't trying to hit the ball up in the air before he catches it to try to get a trick play.
Yeah, he's going to go home. Yeah, exactly.
I think we're going to be able to separate Church and State and Banana Ball from MLB ball. And it was a great time, and one that you do kind of wonder, though, right? Like this was, and this was also one of the cool parts of the weekend. This was the first time, guys, that the Party Animals, their version of like the Washington Generals, the first team that played the Bananas, sold out a stadium or went to an MLB stadium without the Bananas.
Right, we mentioned
and
that.
They sold it out back-to-back nights.
Wow.
So you kind of wonder where the limit would be, but right now they're just scratching the surface. It does appear like this has got a nice run from just the longevity standpoint going forward. It's pretty impressive stuff.
It is impressive. And it's good to hear that you don't have to like go home and detox young Carson with Tommy Mansky VHS tapes over and over and over again. And just, pivot drills.
Well, Armen, we did hit ground balls when we got home, and I made sure that he was squaring it up. I wasn't allowing us to try to go in between the legs here before we're throwing it over.
And no dancing, son. This is serious business. We're taking grounders. So that's good to hear that he's not going to be confused, Billy. Did you anything? Oh, sorry, Drew. I didn't know if you had something there, but I didn't know if.
Go ahead.
Really quick, did you have any comment? You mentioned the Knights. One of the most that would have been catastrophic, but they found a way to win. I couldn't believe when I saw they had the 4-0. They were up. The Canes were up, with the 4-0 deficit. They came back, and coming back from a 4-0 deficit, it's been a wild Stanley Cup.
Unbelievable. The third period was not really a roller coaster. It was mostly just a tidal wave. But that's one of the better games that you're ever going to see. And the Cup final is turning into one of the better ones that you're going to see. And we touched on it last week with the OKC and San Antonio series. It went 7. Was it a great series? Not really. It was compelling and it was interesting and it had great storylines, but not every game outside of game 1 and game 7 were great games. All 3 of these games have been wild in the Stanley Cup final. And Drew, the NBA finals, which we get once again here tonight. I mean, both of those games, the Spurs have a lead in the final 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. Those are good games. So we've been treated here so far, and definitely excited for what this week's got in store.
Yeah, there's people are hearkening back to the Bucks Suns, which seems like 15 years ago now. Actually, 5
No
years
kidding,
ago.
right?
But the Bucks did lose the first 2 games, and then they went on to win 4 straight. But they lost the first 2 games on the road, not at home like the Spurs did. And I think that's a mitigating factor going as we try to. Yeah, you can mention that the Bucks came back from 2-0, but it's a different. This is a different animal.
it's almost like a footnote, right? Like, yes, teams have come back from down 2-0. I thought the more striking stat, I believe they put up on ESPN after the game with the inside guys was the only 2 times somebody has in however many years lost the first 2 games at home were Shaq's Magic and Barkley's Suns. Like, crazy to think that and Kenny Schmid was obviously on the Rockets team that went up 2-0 on the Magic back in the day. So, like, it's crazy to think that all 3 of those guys were a part of those series. This one has taken on a life of its own, man. And I'm really, really glad I'm not going to have to watch the 4-letter network today, because I can only assume what kind of bath that is going to be for New York Knicks fans, because it's going to be a different day in New York here today. Drew, you talked about your time being there during the Cup final, but their party in anticipation for this Game 3 at Madison Square Garden is something else. Sure would be a crazy story if that 22-year-old sensation was able to go and spice this thing up and steal it.
You know, it's funny because of the way this is hitting, and I guess you can, if you're of a certain vintage and you remember when the Badgers started, winning Rose Bowls and the Packers, and Armen, that's your childhood, right?
Sure.
The Favre Packers winning the Super Bowl. It had been so long for the Knicks, like in that market to not have won since 1973. This is hitting like everybody, but especially the olds.
Yeah.
Like the boomers and stuff who remember Clyde Frazier and Bill Bradley and Dave DeBusschere and those teams. And Willis Reed.
And they were in their prime during like the Ewing years where they never quite got
and they never got over the hump. And so those people are enjoying this as much as the youngins. And it's just it's a generational thing that's bonding New York. And man, when something gets heat in New York and grabs the city like that, it's just it's a spectacle. And the Knicks are something that, there's no, there might be some Brooklyn Nets fans, but come on, the Knicks are the team, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's 27 of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and obviously, Trump's going to be there, so there's a spectacle involved with.
That's pissing people off because they got to get there early and there's no watch party outside.
Party, yeah. But you know what? I still think deep down that there's going to be Wemby's going to have his voice said in this series a little bit more. I don't think it's going to be not this magic carpet ride, easy, coasting home now to the finals that we expect, sort of, because they won their first 2 at home. Something tells me deep down that this series is going to change a little bit in nature at some point, and it'll be more of a dogfight. But if it's going to happen, it probably has to be tonight, right? You go down 3-0, and that's it, right, Billy? I mean, that's just.
Oh yeah, it'll be curtains, Armen. If they lose tonight, it's over. Now maybe they get 1 and bring it back to San Antonio, but nobody's been slowing down what New York's got, and frankly, nobody has played Wemby the way that Cat has, and I think it's one of the most impressive things about the series right now. He win MVP. He was 40-1 at the Potawatomi Sportsbook before the series started. Nobody thought at all to be anybody other than a Brunson or Wembanyama, and Brunson's shooting like 32% in the series. So it's pretty crazy to think that the Knicks are up 2-0 with Brunson shooting the way he has. It speaks to when you're going to win a title, a lot of times the second guy in the mix is generally going to have 1 or 2 games where he's the leading role. We saw that with Middleton.
Yep.
You talk about a number of games during those series where he was the guy being able to pull you over the hump, even though the 50-piece in Game 6 from Giannis wasn't like he was a slouch, averaging like 38. They needed somebody, and Cat right now has been the whole reason why the Knicks are up 2-0.
That's a great point, Billy. So I think that's something to watch for as we go forward here. Billy,
how many people made it to the museum, Armen?
Yeah, Billy, I had to mention really quick to you, there was actually a few that were into the whole Botanical Gardens Museum thing. I think there was a group of 5, and I'm not kidding you when I tell you this, all right? One of the dudes is an accomplished birder that runs a bird photography website. So you can only imagine my head was spinning in that moment. So
I thought that was an old people thing.
I thought so too, but I mean, this guy was into it. And I'm going to tell you something.
True.
I'm Little League when it comes to this. He was He was spotting, identifying bird species by their sound. It was next level, dude.
You were out going for a run with your dog, and he was doing the Iditarod.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what it is. Wow. And I wanted to tell you, I told this to Drew. You'll be happy to know that it's still alive, well and good, that when dudes get together, it's only a matter of time before LeBron Jordan argument sparks up. And right away, within the first couple hours, these guys were getting into it. So when push comes to shove, LeBron Jordan debate is always the one that will sustain us as a male species forever.
You get into it. You get into an awkward silence, Drew. You bust that out, and it'll work.
There it
Armen's
is.
sorry, and they didn't have an idea of what they walked into, and they brought
No.
that.
And like I said, I just let them go.
He laid back, and then he weighed in like
I
Unk.
just tried to
and then he
cultivate.
did a 4-hour show.
I just tried to cultivate it in a 4-hour show. Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Hey, Billy, hit him straight. Have fun. Give Butchie a hug for us. He's our favorite.
Please.
We love Butchie. Love what he does, and hope you get to see Blake and Butchie's family. It's going to be a great day at Butte tomorrow.
Can't wait, boys. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Billy Schmid joining us here. He's our special guest on the NicolaLaw.com talking text line. We will welcome Hunter Baumgardt in about 20 minutes or so. Hunter is going to join the party, and we'll talk a lot of Brewers with Hunter. We'll just catch up and chop it up with Hunter. He's nice enough. He's going to sit in for the hour from the Fortress of Solitude that is his home. But yeah, Hunter will have he's going to be manning the Brewers even as they're in Vegas for today. Tomorrow we'll talk more about Vegas and the Brewers, but today we're continuing game balls and kicks to the balls. Get them to us. We've got some more awards to give away. We have to do who's hot and who's not. A lot of candidates for that. So stay tuned. We'll do that next. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Rolling along the Monday edition of the Huddle. Drew Wilson, Armen just talked to Billy Schmid. He is headed to play golf at Brian Butch's outing for Children's Wisconsin at Butamore. Hunter Baumgardt's going to join us just after 7 o'clock to talk Brewers and just chop it up with us in general and just kind of fill in because he knows we're skating shorthanded, and Hunter's a wonderful guy.
Absolutely, Drew.
So we've got that on tap for you. Time for a little Who's Hot, Who's Not, brought to us by Donovan and Jorgensen, the heating and cooling experts. Check these guys out, donovanjorgensen.com. They can help you out. They have specials going on for the summer. They have install specials, 60-month, 0% financing available on qualifying systems, along with the seasonable labor discount, which is great. Check that out. They have maintenance specials, service repair specials. Call the experts. Go see Donovan Jorgensen. Go to their website, donovanjorgensen.com, or give them a ring at 262-784-6440 to be in touch with the best. Who's hot, who's not? We could just do it one person and say Jackson Chourio.
Jackson Chourio, Drew, has been outstanding as well.
He was 0 for 10 in the series going into yesterday.
Then he had
he had 3 hits. He decided to go on the ambush. And he told everybody he was going to swing at the first pitch he saw, and he got 3 hits all on the first pitch.
And a bunch of extra base hits, which is great to see.
And the Brewers, by the way, I don't know if people pay attention to stuff like this, but one of the reasons they are as successful as they are is they don't swing at the first pitch very often.
Yeah, it's unusual for them, right?
But when they do, it's almost like a coordinated thing. Like, we're all going to swing at the first pitch for a little bit, and then they generally take the first pitch because that lulls pitchers into complacency. You might get a meatball. There's always that school of thought, especially like late in games or when guys are on base, key situations. If you swing at the first pitch and pop up, people think you're an idiot. If you square it up and knock one off the wall, no one says anything.
Right, exactly. It's all about.
But it's all the cat and mouse. It's the game within the game of the at bats. And, Paul Molitor, it was one of the great first ball hitters of his career. Like, first pitch, boom,
base hit. So good. Just see ball, hit ball. Sometimes it's that simple. Drew, keep it simple, stupid is what they say.
So Chourio was
awesome.
Chourio was cool. He's generally been hot, but he was 0 for Friday, Saturday, and then got a couple of hits yesterday.
Broke out a big way. Also, Bryce Terang had a big weekend.
Big weekend.
Hot for him, obviously.
Yep.
Bowers hit his first homer in a while, which was a big one
so
yesterday.
Did Sanchez, right?
Yep, Sanchez. What did I say? Bowers? I
meant you
Sanchez.
Said Sanchez.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I meant Sanchez, not Bowers.
Hey, that's all right. You're still in South Beach.
Yeah, exactly. Who's not? I saw Josh Hader was sideline tendonitis. Not a very good thing. Also, who's not? Alex Bregman taking the blame for the Cubs woes.
Oh, man.
I don't know if you saw that. He said, I've been terrible. Need to play better offensively. I've been awful. I've failed many times. I've struggled. I've started slow before. I started fast. When you're struggling, it's like one way forward and that straight head on. That's the guy they expected a lot more out of, Drew, when they signed him, obviously. And he's been struggling. He's taking the blame right now. So,
yeah.
There you go.
Well, who's not? The Padres. Remember, it wasn't that long ago. They were neck and neck with the Dodgers. And it's like, oh, look how good they are. They've lost 11 of 13. And it's starting to make people question, whether they're legit or not. And as they slide into the abyss, well, they're 2 games over 500 because they're a good enough team, but they've lost 11 of 13. And, Manny Machado, you always pine for those superstars, but then you got to ride it when they're not going well, like a Bregman, right? Who would not have wanted Bregman? But the Padres lost to the Mets, who are also not hot. And the Mets have struggled on offense, but they made the Padres, the Padres made the Mets look like the 27 Braves. Manny Machado, who wouldn't have wanted him? He's batting 169. We're halfway through the season. He's batting 169, and his OPS is below 600. Not great.
Not great.
Not great. So you need your stars to show up. So that's an interesting development. So that's who's hot, who's not. Brought to us by Donovan Jorgensen. When we come back, Hunter Baumgardt's going to join the party, and it will be a party. You're listening to The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. We start at Coors Field where the Brewers fell behind the Rockies early on Sunday, but it is Coors Field and it is the Rockies.
Vaughn into right center. Falling fast. McCarthy can't get it. It's going to go all the way to the wall.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Bill for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 get. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the good boy got to do. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Get our guys after and make the play.
Be right all the way outside. Wide left. Fake 396 bag. Be hand. See puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen
This
Sarian.
is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Let's get it. The Monday edition continues. Drew Olson, Armen Sarian from headquarters. Billy Schmid out playing golf today for Brian Butch, but he joined us just moments ago And we said that we would have another special guest for the 7 o'clock hour of the Huddle today. We welcome Hunter Baumgardt to the party. Hunter, thanks for getting up early. How you doing?
Good. I'm doing well, and happy to be on with you guys. I saw there's a little bit of drizzle out there, but hopefully that clears, and they're able to have a great day out there at Butchie's outing.
Yeah, it depends. I guess it's a little patchy, so I guess what part hits and what part doesn't hit them. And looks like there's some window today to get some in, so hopefully it's not. I don't think it's gonna be a total washout. I think they'll be able to get it in. I have confidence in these guys. And let's be honest, even if they don't, they'll have a good time.
Yeah,
that's gonna go.
Yeah,
Billy's right. There's a checkered history of this event with the raindrops and stuff, and sometimes it's been cut short or postponed. But yeah, golf outings are all about the weather. Hunter, have you done a lot of golf outings in your day? You're like me and Armen, like you don't play much.
Yeah, I don't. I haven't. I've been at them. I have not participated in them. I don't think I've ever golfed in one, but I've been
really
doing something in them. Yeah, I mean, I haven't actually golfed in a while. It might be an ugly scene if I would try to do that.
Hunter's worked at plenty of them, I think. He's been helped and worked at plenty.
I've dressed up at them.
You've dressed up at them. You've worked at them.
That's true.
You've been aware of what's going on. You've helped out. You've definitely done your work. That's for sure. Playing is a different thing, though, right? So
put in the work.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, Hunter. It is game balls and kicks the balls, and we've been game balling Jacob Mizorowski. That was, I think, the highlight of a great weekend for the Brewers in Colorado, taking care of business. The sweep is like it's getting pretty ridiculous. The Brewers are 27-10 since April 26th, best in baseball. They've been, the minor league system is playing really well. David Hamilton is hot. Churio's getting hot. We mentioned last time you were with us how Contreras is getting hot. It just seems like everything is clicking for the Brewers right now. When you watch this team, what stands out to you about what makes, about what's making them successful?
Yeah, you're starting to get contributions up and down the lineup. I think a key to the weekend was guys like Rengifo or guys like Sal Frelick and, like you mentioned, David Hamilton, all coming through at different times. And it was Rengifo early yesterday. It was Frelick late in the game, 9th, 10th inning on Friday night. And obviously Hamilton throughout the weekend, including a home run on Saturday. And it just, Hamilton had no homers, about 8-9 days ago, and now he has 3 in the last 7-8 games. It just has been, they've been getting production at the bottom of the order, and that's kind of what you've needed. Last year when you looked at the team, you felt you had a guy that could at least do something 1 through 8 and maybe 9, depending on how Joey Ortiz was hitting at the time. This year it's been 1 through 6, and then the rest has kind of been like Rengifo, Hamilton, Ortiz, Frelick. Those guys have not had good starts to the season, but now it seems they're coming around a little bit, and I think that adds to, over the last 7 games, you've scored at least 7 runs in 6 of them, and I think you get production out of the bottom of the order. It makes it even scarier to then face the top, where you have guys like Terang, who's hitting 407 in its last 7 games. A Garrett Mitchell, who's hitting 327 since May 14th, or Andrew Vaughn, who's hitting 341 on the season, or Churio is hitting 293 on the season. And obviously what Yelly has done. And so it's, and Contreras, like you mentioned, with the big home run, that he needed that one. It's 2 home runs since May 1st for him, but hopefully that it starts a trend. So it makes everything better when you get production out of the bottom of the order. And that's kind of what stood out about really the offense. Because as much as, the pitching, Shane Drone was impressive, obviously Miz, that offense really has been clicking ever since June started a week ago.
And I think it really helps when the team's winning so much, a lot because of the pitching, obviously. And when you win so much, you can kind of pick at scabs and say, what can we need to improve here and there? But it's really helped that it hasn't become such a source of urgency for the inconsistencies in the Brewers lineup and the offense, right? Because when you're winning, you can sustain these things and kind of work through them. And the Brewers have kind of done that. You even saw Ortiz take the bases loaded walk, Hunter, but the Brewers have done an incredible job winning in spite of those warts. And I think because of that, it's allowed some of the guys in the lineup to relax, to try and work through struggles and start to build momentum at the plate.
For sure. And I think the winning is the key part there. Like, if this team was even where the Cubs are with their record, right, 1 or 2 games over 500, like, I think changes maybe would have been made already. But you're 17 games over. You're the fastest the franchise has ever gotten to 40 wins. Like, you're gaining your division lead is up to what, 5 games over the Cardinals, and you're continuing to lengthen that lead over the other teams in the division. The Pirates got swept over the weekend by the Braves. Cubs, lose last night. Again, they're 7.5 back now, and the Reds are falling out of it. But so you have that lead. You have your 40-23 record. Like if this was a 33-32 team or something, I think maybe changes on the left side would have happened, but it's hard to disrupt a team and make justifications for changes on a team that is one of the best in baseball right now.
Hunter, that game on Friday was a tipping point. The Brewers nothing going at Coors Field. They play 8 innings. They got 1 run and 1 hit, and they end up winning. They put up nine runs in extra innings, and they win in 10. Like that is the kind of team that you want to be, is that you're never out of a game, and they're embodying that right now. And to your point, it's the offense, and it's up and down the lineup. It can happen anywhere. The Hamilton power surge was unexpected. They've been using their speed all year. Gary Sanchez coming off the milk carton and hitting a homer. Like we haven't seen this. Even when they were rolling last year, we're still marveling at Miz and the pitching, and Drowan pitching into the 7th is ridiculous because I don't think he had gone more than 4 innings all year. But this offense, is it sustainable is the question. Is it, is this the team that we expect? Is there still room for improvement? Will people a week from now still be saying they got to upgrade the left side of the infield? Are we still going to hear those things, or will people relax for a while and enjoy what's happening?
I think we'll still hear those things. I don't disagree that they need to, I think it would be great if they could upgrade some over there. However, if Hamilton is starting to come on and Hamilton continues to do what he's doing, then I think you have at least one of your answers on the left side of the infield. Then it's like, okay, do you want to call up a Jet Williams or a Cooper Pratt eventually and take over? Jet Williams has played a lot more third base than Cooper Pratt has. If you want Hamilton at short, and then Joey Ortiz, off the bench and utility role, does that mean Luis Rengifo is the odd man out? So there's conversations to be had there. I don't think it's something that I want to dismiss just because they're 17 games over 500, because I think come, down the stretch and into the postseason, you want the best team out there that you can put together. But it's hard to also say to make any drastic moves when you are this good. And I think that's the key to it. The offense, you're just getting you're getting really high production at the top of the lineup right now. When you talk about, obviously, Bowers, I didn't mention him earlier. He's just been awesome. He comes up in the 9th and 10th. You just know something good is going to happen when that guy strolls to the plate. One of the clutchest players on the team so far this year. And just the type of team at bats we saw in the 9th and 10th innings. And last year, we talked about them going 20-4 on a stretch, and it's like, oh, they won't probably repeat that. Well, they went 19-5 on a stretch. They're 27-10 since April 26th, like you mentioned. Like, this is a team where they're starting to do stuff like they were last year. And you think about all the Brewers teams in franchise history, including last year's team that won 97 games, and nobody got to 40 wins this fast. And it's like, okay, well, if this is happening, Matt Arnold's got to be sitting up there and thinking, yes, we want to improve the team. And yes, there's no doubt that this team, you want to be the best team that you can be come August, September, and October. But you also got to take into account, okay, something's obviously working here. So you don't want to subtract in a way that is maybe going to hurt the team moving forward.
Yeah, that's what I found remarkable, Hunter. It's like, paces like this, I remember last year when the Brewers had that crazy 30-4 run, and so a lot of their winning came later in the year, but they kept setting sort of records. Like every time you heard it was like longest streak this or fastest. Then I look up and they say that fastest of 40. I'm like, wow, no other team, because we had so much success. So it is amazing how used in a way to the winning we've been, and it's kind of an odd feeling, right?
For sure.
Yeah. But you mentioned really quickly, did mention about, shoring up weaknesses. Brewers did make a trade over the weekend. It was Josh Kuhnel, right? Joel Kuhnel, from the A's that they went and got for cash considerations, the bullpen arm. So the Brewers did make a move there as well.
Yeah, so it's funny because they're getting him from the A's, and then they're about to play the A's.
Yeah.
So you get some advanced scouting there from the new pitcher. But yeah, so that was the move Saturday evening. I mean, look, they just needed a body at some point. I mean, they obviously called up Drew Rom for Brian Fitzpatrick, but they needed someone else who has experience. He actually had 2 brief stints with the team with the Brewers in June and July of 2024. He never ended up pitching in a game. He's been in the major leagues with Cincinnati, Houston, Tampa. This year, he's went 1-2 with a 4.21 ERA and 4 saves and 25 relief appearances with the A's. He surrendered 4 runs in 2/3 of an inning in his last outing at Wrigley on Thursday, but you take that appearance out, and his ERA is actually 2.88. So he's been overall good. He just had a kind of a blip on the radar there. It's kind of like the Trevor McGill thing. Like, I know he blew the save on Friday, but since, between that blown save on Friday and like mid-April, he'd been really good. But the ERA is inflated because when those guys don't pitch a lot of innings, any run they give up is going to inflate the ERA. So that's kind of what happened with him. So yeah, I would think that they made the 40-man move, meaning Quinn Priester was moved to the 60-day IL so Kunal could be in. And so he is going to be, he's on the 40-man now. They'll have to make a move on the 26-man. Maybe that is Drew Rom, and maybe Rom goes back down. But then you're losing basically a lefty because Rom is a lefty. Brian Fitzpatrick was a lefty. You're replacing DL Hall, who was a lefty. So you were trying to keep that lefty trend and keep your numbers there in the bullpen. But it might not be possible right now. And so you might keep Kunal over Rom in that bullpen, and we'll see. And look, when the Brewers get a pitcher in, usually they're better than their numbers say they will be.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
So
let's face it.
Let the pitching coaches get their hands on them.
Yeah, you just expect him to have success. Let's face it. We've kind of been spoiled in that regard. It's like Brewers bringing a pitcher. Oh, I'm sure he's going to crush. Like, that's just the way it's been. So whether or not that continues, we'll see. But they obviously have a strategy, right, Hunter, to identify something in talent in what they're looking for in a pitcher, identify something that they like, and to work and mold from there.
Yeah, I mean, Shane Drowan is a great example of it yesterday. Yeah. The guy hadn't completed, Drew, like you mentioned, really more than about 4 innings this season, and he hadn't completed 6 1/3 in his career, majors or minors. Like, he had never gone that far and completed an out in the 7th inning, and he hadn't gone 6 innings since 2023. Again, majors or minors, and he had just yesterday. He was just cruising. The pitch count was low. Why not save your bullpen? For a series in Vegas where it's going to be hitter friendly again and playing in a minor league park. So I think it was smart to just let him roll, and it shows the growth that Drowan has had this year. Just even this year, being able to go from a really a starter when he made his major league debut in Boston to reliever for a while, and now back to a starter, and to go 6 1/3. I mean, boy, that was impressive yesterday. And I know he gave up 3 runs, but that's a quality start right there. He gets you deep into the game. Patrick goes, an inning and 2/3, and then you got Craig Yoho to finish it off. I know he gave up a home run, but I'm interested to see what he can do. I mean, there's a chance, I guess, he would go down for Kunal, but I would think they want to see what he has a little more because he's pitched so well. He has like a 1 ERA in Nashville so far this season. So I'm excited to see him a little more. But yeah, Drowan is a good example of that, where they target a guy and they say, you know what, we want Kyle Harrison, but we also want Drowan. And if Hamilton is coming on, I know there's starting to be, every time these guys, whether it's Drowan, Harrison, or Hamilton, do something, you start to see the Boston fans come out of the woodwork and be like, I still can't believe we did that trade. Yep. And, so we'll see.
It is weird to have to get 3 players back and they're all performing better than who you sent away. Like, usually it's like one guy's good and then the other guy, it's like, whoa, that makes this one of the more lopsided trades in recent Brewers memory. Is like, holy cow, that is it's something else. Hunter, we always say on the show, and the vibe, just win series, just be the Brewers are becoming, and Armen alluded to it earlier, that we're getting spoiled. They're almost becoming like the Braves of the 90s, where they come into town and they come in and they carry briefcases, and they're like they're very surgical, and they just take 2 out of 3 and leave town, or sweep you. Like, it's one or the other. The Brewers haven't lost a series since that Dodgers series.
Yep.
Right? I mean, if my math is right, that's the only series they lost.
And that's the only one since the Pirates series in late April.
So since May 1st, they've lost 1 series. Now there's an asterisk because they were 1-1 in St. Louis with a rain out.
Right.
But other than that, they've been winning series, and they've had in the 4-gamer, the split.
Yep. So they're 9-1-2 in their last 12 series. Is how it goes out to. That's why they're 27-10 since
of
the
winning
26.
baseball and dominant baseball. To go 9-1-2 in the series, you can't ask for much more.
No,
it's
100%. No, the Braves are. I saw the Braves over the weekend have won 18 of their 21 series, I believe, this season.
Yeah,
they're just rolling.
They're
right
kind
now.
of under the radar. Yeah. They're kind of like, they're not getting a lot of attention, but they're just mashing. Like it's ridiculous. Like their run differential is plus 116, which is
crazy at this point of the year.
At this point of the year. But the Brewers are right with them at 105.
Yeah, they've been incredible. Wow. I mean, the thing, when you look at the run differential and the Pythagorean and all those things.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like there's any smoke and mirrors aspect to this team. This hasn't been like the Craig Counsell, a lot of one-run wins type of situation that the Brewers had some years, which is fine, but it's not been that. The Brewers have had, they've had their share of offensive outbursts that have helped that number. So those are all good signs.
The Dodgers are the Dodgers. I didn't realize this. They're plus 133.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they scored 9 runs in the first inning the other night, and that's all they needed for the entire game.
You can make a case the Dodgers are underperforming because based on the numbers, they should be like a couple wins better than they are.
Yeah.
And they're looking up at the Braves. So
I was around with a lot of Dodger fans over the weekend, and they were talking about their team and Shohei and how Shohei's pitching as well now. And like, they're talking about how it's a down offensive year for him. And those down numbers are still as good as any numbers you're going to have in baseball. So there's really no comparison for him. So yeah, what they're doing is crazy as well. So it's shaping up to be a unique year in the MLB, and we're in the middle of it, which is this is good.
It's going to be epic. It's we're seizing the summer here, and the Brewers are being a big part of it. We had the AmFam Championship over the weekend, which was spectacular. We had the banana ball or the party animal ball for 2 days of sold out dates at American Family Field. Got the NBA Finals tonight. Got the Stanley Cup Finals going on. Brewers in Vegas late night tonight playing the A's as they fans in Vegas get a little taste of what it's like to have the big leagues there for a little window until the stadium can go up on the Strip. So we are in kind of like we're in summer mode already. It's not officially summer, but we're there. And we have a 4-pack of Summerfest tickets to give away. And we're going to do that right now. 877-794-1973. Hunter, pick a number for the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line, and we will award that caller with 4 Summerfest tickets.
Ooh, all right. Let's go. Let's see. Terang's hitting 407 in his last 10. Let's go 4.
All right. Caller number 4, 877-794-1973 will win a 4-pack of general admission tickets to Summerfest, which begins a week from Thursday. We're a week and a half away from the big gig. Summer's here, baby. Let's enjoy it. You are in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Huddled up on a Monday, Drew Olson, Armen and Hunter Baumgardt in for Billy, who is golfing today. We'll be back with us tomorrow. We're taking your game balls and kicks of the balls at 877-794-1973. So Armen's going to tell us who won our Summerfest tickets, but first I got to tell you, Father's Day is approaching rapidly, and time to take care of Dad with some Iron Jock bundles. IronJOC.com, the website. Paulie Hansen's got some bundles for you. Performance t-shirt and low-cut socks for $35, or a golf polo. Doesn't have to be a golf polo, but just a polo and a cap for $65, or the all-new lightweight hoodie. I just added that to my repertoire. And joggers for $100. A whole outfit for Dad to make him look cool. Shop the Father's Day bundles now through June 21st. IronJOC.com.
Awesome. And congrats.
Is the website.
And congrats to Willie in Oregon, Wisconsin. All of our great listeners in the 608. Willie has won. Actually, Drew, it is it's actually a pair of reserve tickets to the Russell Dickerson show at the BMO Pavilion at Summerfest on the 27th. So I'll take the L. I should have mentioned that to you. I'll take the L on that.
That makes it even sweeter.
Yeah,
well, then
it is sweeter. It
actually,
is cool.
though, that would have maybe motivated more people to call in, but it would have made it sting more when they didn't win.
That's true.
So you kind of like soften the blow for people.
So, but that is the prize we have this week. Pair of reserve tickets for Hunter's favorite, Russell Dickerson, who you just heard there on the bump. Hunter, one of your favorites. How many Russell Dickerson shows have you been to now?
Oh, maybe 4?
4, yeah. So,
are you planning to attend, or is there a Brewers conflict when Russell Dickerson visits Summerfest?
Unfortunately, the Brewers host the Cubs on that Saturday night, so I do not believe I'm going to go to the Russell Dickerson Yeah, I know. I was like looking at it. I'm like, if it's it's the Pirates or something, maybe. but it's the Cubs. It's a little different. It's a Saturday night. Yeah, I don't think I'm missing that one.
Well, Hunter, the Brewers are 7.5 up on the Cubs now. Maybe by then we'll be like 14 games up, and you can just forget it. But listen, I understand that's a big series. Maybe you can have Scott or Shannon or Shanna just live, just tape the whole show for you. Yeah. Then you could, or maybe we can get Russ. They can get Russell to just play a show for you personally.
Could have done you a favor and had it be on the Thursday before that series.
Could have, yeah. That would have been.
Because
sometimes that's the way it goes. But
I mean, think about what that weekend's going to be like in town with Summerfest and Brewers Cubs.
It's just going to be crazy.
It's going to be. That might be the highlight. That might be the best weekend of the summer.
Yeah, the weekend before 4th of July too. Like, oh boy. That is going to be, that's going to be a great one. Willie's going to go to an RD party, and there's not many concerts like an RD party. So whoever wins these tickets throughout the week, I'm going to be jealous of you.
You can get more info, by the way, on our events page at fsr920.com.
Are we all getting the 3rd off because the 4th of July is a Saturday this year?
That's what I was hoping. Where's our day? I don't know what to ask our intrepid leaders. I don't know if that's the process.
I know we won't, but I just mean in general.
Yeah, the people.
Well, the civilians who don't work in our industry.
They should.
Yeah. Our fans and smart and good-looking listeners. Oh, by the way, boys, I met a couple of smart, good-looking listeners over the weekend.
Okay.
I always like it when people pop up, and a couple of people said that the people who get up early appreciate that we're on early.
Yes, I
noticed that. There's a life hack, because I met Dan at my favorite establishment, the Palapa at the St. Paul Fish Market.
Oh, no, good spot.
Some call it the Tiki Bar.
Yeah,
it's the Palapa.
Proper
spot. Name.
Yeah.
Met this young listener, Dan, who listens to us, and he wakes up. He works early, but he wakes up and goes back on the YouTube stream and joins us from the beginning. And so he's a streamer, and that's the advantage. It's like having your DVR of going back and listening to the whole show and picking us up wherever you may be. That's the advantage of streaming today. And so I've talked to a number of people who do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't get up until 6:30, but I go back and I hear the whole show. I'm like, we love you for that. Well, that's a good life hack.
Good reminder. You can do that. I think YouTube's the best way to do it. But obviously our links are through Facebook and Twitter. That's a great way to do it. If the show doesn't start when you wake up, you can always start from the beginning and do that whole thing until you get live to the show. So like you said, it's like a DVR thing, Drew. And thankfully, so far, not enough happens live in the 5 a.m. hour where it's too time sensitive, where you would be thrown off by it. Like, what I mean?
If you missed the 5 o'clock hour today, you missed me talking to Armen about his bachelor party weekend in South Beach, Sarient, and then my wedding experience.
Yeah.
From Saturday night. I've never seen Hunter. You've been to a lot of weddings. Like this was it was a buffet setup. And when they called the dinner, they didn't do it by tables. They said, all right, ladies first, because they wanted people on the dance floor right when the DJ fired up. So and they know women are more likely to get the party started. So they let the ladies eat first.
Interesting. That's an interesting way to do it.
So if you were there with your +1, she's got to go up and like you got to wait. And that was,
Yeah, but then you're not eating or dancing with your
novel idea.
I don't think because then you're right. You're not even eating dinner with your spouse or whoever you brought.
Well, they were lingering. Women do eat slower than most dudes.
That's true. That's a fair point.
Most dudes hoover up
guys are in the shoveling.
That's interesting choice.
Every time my wife and I go out to dinner, she's like amazed. Like, you're done already? Like, have you just met me?
Yeah.
Eat
and
fast.
I'm a slow eater, so it works out.
I'm fast,
but
man.
most dudes are fast.
I'm a speed eater.
Now, you didn't have an issue with the buffet, like, they're out of the potatoes or something like that.
No.
They were keeping it stocked plentifully. That's good. That was interesting. Just that's the type of stuff you miss in our full disclosure 5 a.m. hour. But we appreciate it. In fact, we might have to start catering to the early birds. We call them, insomniacs, early risers, and sociopaths, but we say it with love. Oh, absolutely. Because if you're up with us, we love you.
We might have to create like the 5 o'clock club for people that are with us at 5 a.m. from the beginning of the show to reward them.
I like that.
Special giveaways or just some special love.
I do like that. Although we might have to get like trademark rights away from the restaurant in town.
Yeah, there's a couple of restaurants in town. There's one in Pewaukee, I think, and one in downtown, the Steakhouse, 5 o'clock. And I'm a big fan of both establishments. But 5 o'clock club,
one of the great places in town. So
no doubt.
You never know. Maybe that's a partnership opportunity. Yeah, things can happen. Things can happen.
All right. So Hunter, while you were watching the Brewers from afar this weekend as they're on the road, were you aware? I don't think you attended, but were you aware of what happened with Banana Ball and the phenomenon that hit American Family Field with 2 sold-out crowds and basically a playoff-like atmosphere? The photos I saw of the pregame tailgate and the music and stuff was just the place was rocking.
Yeah, that was really impressive. I didn't really know what to expect. Yeah, I did not make it to either game, but it's interesting. They televised it on the CW, and so on Saturday before the Brewers game, I was just like, you know what, I want to see what this is looking like, and I had seen that they were going to televise it. I can't remember where I saw that once, and I'm like, I just want to see what's going on there, and it kind of captivated me for like a good half hour before the Brewers came on, and I'm like, this is kind of interesting. I mean, it was entertaining. It's obviously like theatrical. It's all kind of, a little over the top in a way, but that's purposeful, and it's been really successful. And I think for the Party Animals, this was their first headliner game. So like they had any game there in a big stadium. It had been with the Savannah Bananas. I believe that's how it had worked. And so they were talking to one of the players like during one of the innings down in the field, and the guy's like, yeah, this is like a dream come true. Like who would have thought this could have turned into what this is now, and having 2 sold out I think it was kind of new for the Banana Ball, I think Championship League is what they call it.
Yeah,
it was kind of new for them to go and have headliners without the Savannah Bananas, who are like the Harlem Globetrotters, right?
Correct.
Of this whole league. And so they kind of stepped out of their comfort zone and did that in Milwaukee. And Milwaukee was kind of the test run, and to sell out both days. And yeah, it was really neat. And the trick plays and some of the players too. I didn't realize like they're saying some of these guys' credentials and, this guy played college baseball at, Indiana, or, these guys are, this guy was drafted by the Astros, and like these guys are
real ball players.
Well, yeah. Some of them were milkmen guys and in that league. And,
I think it's cool that we could show that, not to be, I don't know if it's a silly notion to some maybe, but the fact that Milwaukee could show its strength as a baseball fan base, as a market, as a community that likes to come watch and support, that we were the first ones to show that we could do it when it's not the headliner team, probably means a lot to the league, means a lot to them. They know, I would imagine that means they're going to be coming back at some point when they know they can get the audience. Drew, when the Braves left, it was, but to get a team back, Bud got a bunch of exhibition games.
Yeah, and some White Sox regular
games,
season.
And they were always sold out, 51,000 at County Stadium. That was a big deal to show baseball that the Brewers could support Major League, or Milwaukee could support Major League Baseball again. So, it's a loose connection maybe, but it's not that much different to what you saw this weekend. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Jeff in Fox Point texted us earlier, and we can revisit this. He said his family went to Banana Ball on Sunday, as did Billy Schmid and the Schmid family. He said, I get the entertainment, including the music, dancing, and games was good, but the actual baseball game was subpar. My kids liked Farty the mascot. My baseball playing kids were also confused by the whacked out rules. One and done for us. So been there, done that. I think a lot of people who went would say, oh, I'm going back. I would go back, and because it's just a party.
And it's supposed to be a novelty.
Yeah, it's a celebration.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's you're not going to see the highest level of baseball in that. I mean, they're not even trying to be the highest level of baseball either. They're trying, and but they're not. They're also trying to do trick plays and catch balls behind their back, and there's different parts of that that aren't going to be like. But yeah, like you said, Drew, I feel like this really shows. Well, like you both said, like it shows the baseball town that it is. I mean, you sell out 2 games of this type of baseball, and there's a lot of fans, I think, probably that went to these games that maybe wouldn't go to a lot of Brewers games, right? This is just a different kind of sport and entertainment that you could take the family to. Brewers games are obviously awesome for families as well, but this is different, and to basically put 80,000 fans in the seats over 2 days, and it's not like you had when the Cubs come in town or the Cardinals or something, you have a contingent of those other fans who travel maybe or come out of the woodwork to go to those games. This is no, this is us all people in the area, in the state, that wanted to see this type of spectacle. So I'm sure there are people like Jeff who are maybe going to be one and done, but I'm sure there are a lot of people who would like to see it again and just to experience it. And it was cool. It was cool that they televised it too. The announcers kind of played into the whole thing and very kind of just dramatic with it all. They had a barstool guy in the booth for a couple moments, so it was cool. It was just a kind of a whole theatrical entertainment thing. It was at the basis of it's entertainment. Funny thing about that, and when I was back just out of college, I remember I would check this. There's a specific site for this is like Inside Baseball, but like sportscasters. I think it's the Sportscasters Talent Agency of America, and they would post jobs for announcers and stuff. And I was just out of college. I'm looking what's open. The Savannah Bananas were hiring their very first announcers, like when they first were being kind of thinking of this idea. And I remember reading the job description and be like, what in the world is this? Like, what?
Right.
Like, it's not they stressed, this is not your typical play-by-play job and everything. And I was kind of looking at it, I'm like, I don't know what they're trying to do here, but I don't know if it's going to be successful. Look, 5-6 years later, they are rolling and selling out Major League stadiums. So
and the novelty is the draw. If it were a regular game at that level, you're not really going to sell out a Major League Park for a single league game, probably.
Yeah.
So that's the reality of it. And the fact that it doesn't come around that often, I think helps. Could they do it for 80 games? Maybe not. But the fact that this is the first chance to see it, so that's part of the draw, and that's okay. It's been a great idea, great marketing idea. Like Derek said, if you want to watch real baseball, Derek and Whitewater said this. If you want to watch real baseball, there's 81 other home games. Come do it. You feel free. So that's great to see. And it's a nice little novelty to have in town. It's pretty cool that they televise that. I didn't know that they locally. So because I know they've been on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they started, and then they added that ESPN Plus Disney kind of partnership. Because that's always in the Roku app when I pull it up there and you can watch it. So kudos. It's another fun thing to have in town. So I'm glad it worked out.
Yep. Another fun thing to have in town, the Milwaukee Admirals. They've got a Father's Day special as well. You can get a voucher for 2 tickets to any game at the historic Panther Arena, October, November, and December. And your choice of an Admirals hat for Dad. Limited time offer. Supplies are limited, so get there quickly. Shipping is available for $10 at checkout at MilwaukeeAdmirals.com, or you can stop by the offices, which are open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 5. If you're going to get it shipped, you better do it by this week because the cutoff for priority mail is June 11th to have it arrive. But think hockey for Father's Day. We always talk about the Admirals being a great stocking stuffer. Some tickets to the Admirals games, always a good thing to do around the wintertime. Well, here you go, October, November, or December, 2 tickets and a hat for $49. Good deal from our friends at the Milwaukee Admirals. Visit MilwaukeeAdmirals.com. When we come back, we're going to close up shop. We'll take some last-minute game balls and kicks, and we'll chop it up with our pal Hunter Baumgardt about the Brewers. Hunter is brought to us by Import Minded, your trusted choice for exceptional vehicle care, South 27th, just north of 894. And Hunter, let's get a tease in right now. Are you doing a baseball pregame show tonight? Even though
we're a little
Coast?
Late night, 8 to 9 o'clock tonight on your airwaves, Fox
Late
Sports
night
920.
Yes.
Wow.
Late night. Yeah, we're doing some late night Brewers talk before. Yeah, 9:05 first pitch. So I'll be on 8 to 9, Fox Sports 920 in Milwaukee. And if you're watching right now, all these social channels as well. So that'll be tonight, tomorrow 8 to 9, then 7 to 8 on Wednesday, leading into these series in Vegas.
Nothing new for the Athletics to be playing in a minor league park.
That's
it's what they do.
Right.
But it'll be a different minor league park. It'll be cool to see on TV what it looks like. And, the Rays went through that while they were waiting for the Trop to get fixed. So it's going to be an interesting night. And I know, because Wisconsin travels, people here love Vegas.
Yeah.
It's almost a shock that Billy didn't make the trip.
Well, that was the original plan once upon a time.
But we have friends, and it's like this is it's going to be an interesting dynamic. So we'll talk about that as we move forward. We're also going to celebrate our happy place, hemp.com wake and bake story when we return. We're glad you're hanging out with us on this Monday in the Good Land. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Time flies when you're having a good time, and we're having a good time in the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew Olson, Armen Sarian, Hunter Baumgardt sitting in this hour because Billy's playing golf. He'll be back with us tomorrow, and he'll have much more to say about Banana Ball, about Game 3 of the NBA Finals tonight, Brewers, and the A's. Are we calling them the A's, or are they the Athletics now? What are we calling them? The Nomads? The Sacramento
No, they're still the
club?
They're still the Athletics.
Athletics.
Yeah, right.
The ones without a home. Yeah.
But they're
exactly.
just the A's.
All right.
The homeless A's.
The homeless A's.
They're
yeah.
going to have a home, though.
The Sacramento A's. Time for our Wake and Bake story, brought to us by our pals at happyplacehemp.com. Love Rob and Chris and the products that they make, the best CBD products you'll find anywhere. Love the Drift Seltzer. Love the gummies. Check out the lotions, tinctures, the pet products. All available for you at happyplacehemp.com. Use the code HUDDLE for 25% off and free shipping. 25% off and free shipping. Now, if you met us, you know we're not really up on the latest fashion trends.
Well, we're all wearing black shirts, so I don't know.
I don't know if this is a trend or not, but this
black t-shirts.
Our Wake and Bake story today struck me. I wear black t-shirts most days because it's kind of like my Zuckerberg or Steve Jobs uniform. Wake and Bake story. There was we talked about Banana Ball drawing 41,000 people.
Sure.
There was an event in Denmark over the weekend that drew 1,000 people. It was packed. It was a raucous atmosphere. And it was the 2026 Mullet Championship.
Let's go. All right.
Downtown Copenhagen, 12 competitors and more than 1,000 spectators celebrating the haircut. Short hair in the front, long in the back.
Gosh.
And 1,000 people went and watched this. Now, what cracks me up about this, then the reason it's the Wake and Bake story is like, okay, mullets, it's funny. We always make fun of the Minnesota hockey state tournament with the flow and the kids, you know. But this was organized by a man named Stefan Weber, a 37-year-old electrician who began and got the idea and was inspired to have the Mullet Championship after he had a hair transplant and decided to grow a mullet.
Grow a mullet, just you gotta love it. That's such a dude thing to do. I think I'm gonna have a hair transplant and make it into a business thing called a mullet convention.
His quote: "I think in our culture, when everything must be perfect on social media and everything like that, I think that's why people have to stand out from the crowd."
I like that. I do like that. That's true.
Be unique. Be yourself.
Be unique and be you, and don't be afraid of what people think about you.
The thing is, it's not just like a beauty contest or something. It's a mullet contest, and competitors in the mullet contest that took place on Saturday in Denmark.
Oh boy.
Were evaluated on their cut style, uniqueness, overall performance, and mullet moves.
Overall performance.
You had 60 seconds to perform on stage. 60 seconds to walk around with your mullet. What can you do?
I just love that there's a talent portion.
That's just it.
Oh my goodness. I guess you see
one
what you
of-
can do with the mullet, like have things marbles.
Well, they
bounce
had
on it.
like different like colors and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
so one of the judges, Bobby Agren, who owns 2 hair salons in Copenhagen, said, "I like the finesse, the twist, the nostalgia. I like if it looks ridiculous or maybe even ugly in a beautiful way."
Well, it's like they've had mustache competitions and stuff like that. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So the guy who won, what did he do for his talent? He dressed in neon green gym wear and frantically jumped on a trampoline.
Why not? It
So-
stood out. It stood out.
Yeah.
Hey, a win's a win, Hunter. All right.
Well, for sure. I mean, hey, if you win that competition, you can claim it for the rest of your life. So congratulations.
Was there a prize besides the obvious immense amount of pride?
I mean, well, yeah. I mean,
There was a prize.
cash prize. Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
Like lutefisk for a year.
Yeah. I mean, so the thing about the mullet, other than hockey players and maybe certain 80s glam rock metal band Denzians, it hasn't, it's kind of like run its course a little bit.
But it's making a comeback, apparently.
Vogue magazine reportedly described the mullet as history's most divisive hairstyle. So they celebrated it, and that's our Wake and Bake story to me, because it's like, come
That or
on,
the pompadour, I guess.
a mullet contest drawing 1,000 people and just rocking. Now, it just kind of proves the point that people show up for a party.
Oh, no doubt. They want to get together for anything. Just do something with the banana ball. Guys, before we miss time, I want to have a chance of kicking the balls this weekend. Last night, learning the news of the untimely death of Bulls former player and broadcaster Stacey King. That was really sad to see. Stacey was a decent player, great college player, decent player in the NBA, was on those first few finals teams with Jordan, had some big moments there, but really found his niche as an entertainer and broadcaster on the Bulls broadcast. So I know that hit a lot of Bulls fans hard. He was really beloved in that community, and that was sad to see. A great example for broadcasting guys of how entertaining and building a relationship with your audience is as important as anything we do. And he was as good as it as anybody. He was. I know a lot of people are sad about that. A lot of Bulls fans.
Big time. Big time. Especially those like, I know Jason Benetti was doing the Cubs game. And he worked a couple, when he was with the White Sox, he worked a couple fill-in games for the Bulls and talked about how great it was working with Stacey King, how he treated everybody like, like even if you were going to do one game with him, he treated like you were partners for life and that you wanted to be, put you on the team. So, yeah, that one hits for Bulls fans. He was arguably more impactful as a broadcaster than a player.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. But
he had a good run in the 92 finals, but really he was a role player. But as a broadcaster, he connected with all those fans. He was their main source of entertainment during kind of some dark periods for them.
And I saw him in action. He was one of those dudes who he just like happily hang out with fans and sign autographs.
Always happy.
After every game every Bulls Bucks game I was around, he was like signing autographs and stuff. And I was like, oh, really? It was Stacey King. But he's with you every night.
Yeah.
It's going with that relationship you have with your announcers.
And he was one of those guys that Jordan and those guys would prank, and he always had a smile on his face. And that's what endeared him to those early Bulls teams. If you want to go look up the chicken story with Stacey King, basically they pranked him to go looking for chicken to get in the plane, and they let the plane leave without him. So it's just like one of those guys that is always smiling through it. And you're really sad to see when those guys are passing early, because it was someone that people liked, and that liked everybody, and that everyone liked, unique people. So.
No doubt. Our thoughts are with the Bulls fans. We can, they're not Cubs fans or Bears fans.
For this one, we can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic. All right, Hunter, thank you for getting up early. You're staying up late. You'll hear Hunter this evening at 8:00 with Milwaukee's baseball pregame show. Getting you ready for a big series. Maybe the Brewers can take down another series and keep it rolling. We will keep it rolling tomorrow. Billy Schmid will be back with us, and we'll be buying and selling and doing all kinds of that good stuff. So hope to see you at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with us in the huddle, and we'll see you then.